We don't talk enough. We talk too much of like, well, who's sticking up for the black man, this, that, or the other. It came to me as I was at school. Like, we spent a lot of time, not us, but, just bashing women like for their black women's movement. Mm-hmm. Well, what about the black man? What about the black man? We the black men. Mm-hmm. You feel me? We got to do that shit. Like, we can't expect these ladies to do that shit for us. I was about to say bitches, but, I'm recording. I'm damn Eddie. But like we got to do that shit. If we want that shit to happen, we got to do that shit.
Yeah, that's definitely like the only time I seen them like black men all in one just stick up for something was like the Breonna Taylor situation and Sandra Bland. But after that, like nobody even not for real. Like that's fucked up for real. Like it was too many black men speaking of all that Ma'Khia Bryant incident. Like but what would you do in this place and all this other stuff? And she was in the wrong.
First off, it wouldn't even got to that point. Shame on all, and I mean all the adults in that situation. The cop too. Like shame on everybody in that fucking situation. Like we ain't gonna really talk about how these adults got these little kids out here fighting. These adults out here fighting other little kids, and
you got these little kids fighting, twerking, cussing.
You feel me? But I got a whole nother opinion about that. We good though. We record.
Yeah, man. But yo, what's good, everybody? It's Talking While Black podcast. We finally back in this bitch. I'm here with my nigga Joe Thomas.
What's goody?
John Norris.
What up?
And of course Chuck, aka Black Manta. Sorry.
What's happening?
He's back.
The Merlot is on ice.
Yeah.
Black Manta.
Man, it's been a minute, but we here for real. We coming back to bring you back as dope ass conversations and that great ass content. So,
Sheesh. What they be doing now?
Sheesh. From them TikTok videos.
Right.
I still haven't downloaded TikTok though.
I finally downloaded TikTok and I get why this shit is a fucking problem.
I should have never
done it. Worst thing I did in my life. Let me tell you.
Never done it.
I'm talking about, all right, it's time for me to go to bed. Everybody know once they turn that TV off, go to their room. Yeah. You gonna pull your phone out, play on a little bit, find something to do on your phone. True. Play a game, get on YouTube, get on social media. My dumb ass downloads TikTok. Man, you just find one thing, find another thing, and you just like, oh shit, this shit was raw as fuck. Let me go to that page. Next thing you know, it goes from 9:30 to 12:07, and you like, damn, I need to go to sleep. But it's just so addictive. Another one. Next thing you know, it's 2:00. Let me go to sleep. You finally wake up. All right, let me start my morning routine. You find yourself, let me see some more TikTok shit. Like, God damn, I see why the kids be fucking that shit up.
Bro, that's like me with YouTube. Like, man, I just go.
Oh, you go to a rabbit hole?
Deep
deep in the rabbit hole.
Bro, I was into the shit like in the Chicago gang wars. Like, bro, yeah, bro, like fuck that shit.
Man, I got caught on that too. Yeah,
bro, let me tell you how deep I go into YouTube.
And then about Bears right after that.
One moment, I'm watching an NBA highlights video. The next minute, I'm watching some Koreans cook some sweet corn. To another minute, I'm looking at some Greek mythology. To another minute, I'm watching some Russian niggas slap the shit out of themselves.
Sorry about that, bro.
Bro, now let me get started on weird history, bro. I was looking up foods niggas was in the Great Depression. It was even apple pie.
Oh, you sound like me, bro.
They was even apple pie for real. They called it apple pie, but they used Ritz crackers and lemon juice as filling. The Great Depression. Yo,
talking about making shit
that's
happen.
Not even the worst, but it was some like, bro, like really.
Great Depression, County Edition.
Great Depression,
County Edition. We're gonna break in this.
Yeah, man. They was talking about that stew that Hobo makes, which is just like it might be some meat in there. It might not. You don't even know.
Just think.
They said the secret ingredient is lint.
Before Impossible, it was this.
And with saloons in the Wild West, those shits was nasty as hell. Niggas was spitting everywhere.
Right.
Who knows when they wiped the towels? Because they didn't have napkins back there to wipe them out for beer, so they would just use towels and stuff. And
towel that's left on the table.
Yes.
All I can say is I've been following a Japanese couple that got otters for pets.
Wow.
YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yo, otters kind of cute though.
And they kick it, bruh. And they kick it like humans,
bruh,
man. They kick it.
But anyway, yeah, about bears though. I was telling my cousin I push the shit out of black bear. Brown bears I'm scared of though.
Polar bear, what you doing?
Oh, I'm pretending to be dead. I'm out of there. Grizzly bear, brown bears.
Speaking about that,
because they done ate. Polar bear, they probably looking. If they out, they probably searching. I ain't ate in about a week.
They said when you see a polar bear, you just dead. Like it ain't no hope.
They little habitat getting fucked up because of the global warming, and they migrating down south, and they get horny just like everybody else, and they supposed to be fucking the brown bears.
Yeah, they made
be
Grizzlies.
Oh yeah,
Grizzlies.
Grizzly bears.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Brown bears ain't nothing to mess with either.
Slap your face
But
off. Y'all saw Leonardo DiCaprio get fucked by that
Bruh.
bear.
Black bears, they say it's like
times.
the
It was
puppies of the world.
consensual
Like
after
they
that.
could
Consensual.
black bears, they would like do some shit. Like if you corner some shit, but most of the time, black bears friendly as fuck. Unless you let like a mom her cubs. Or some
Right,
shit
you don't
like
fuck
that.
with a black mama and her parents.
Bruh, yeah, you don't.
And her kids, what I say, parents.
Bruh, we're
Eddie.
going down the rabbit hole now.
Man, what? I don't know where. You want to start over?
No,
Keep that shit in
Hey,
there.
look,
We in
look,
there.
First topic though, Steve Urkel. No, I'm gonna say his real name, Jaleel White, aka Steve Urkel, aka Sonic.
Yeah.
The guy who was the voice of Sonic. Yep.
In the recent movie.
Not the recent movie, but like in your childhood when you think of Sonic,
TV
you hear
shows?
his voice. Yeah, all the TV shows.
Jaleel White.
Jaleel White.
Shout out to you, Jaleel.
He was the voice of Sonic.
Black man.
He has now has his own brand of weed that he partnership with 710 Labs called Purple Urkel. It was released on 420, of course. So I mean, the shit's out there now. I haven't tried it yet.
Right.
I'm not saying I smoke. I'm not saying I do. I'm not saying I don't. But I haven't tried it yet. But you know,
I'm going to say this. Jaleel White at one point said he hated the Steve Urkel persona because it said it stopped him from, motherfuckers started taking that shit serious. Like,
Seriously.
nigga, I ain't Steve. I get paid to do that shit. I'm just a great ass actor.
Right.
But shout out to you and that Purple Urkel.
Because now
You
look what
know.
it's doing for you.
You feel me?
But even before that, because people didn't used to call that show Family Matters, they was like, "Oh, you about to watch Steve Urkel tonight?"
Right.
Bruh, that's how much he had at
Speaking
home.
of Steve Urkel, you said this shit one day, Jared. Steve Urkel, you should have stayed with what's her name? Myrtle Urkel? No, Myra.
Myra, definitely.
Myra, she held you down, bruh, through thick and thin. Versus Laura,
Real
she on
chick.
some. She wants you to be Stefan Urkel so she can like you. Like, bruh, know your worth, King.
Right, you can't live your true self around Laura King.
You feel me? Like, she
It's
always
cheaper
wanted
to
you to be.
yourself.
Bruh, definitely.
She wanted you to be something you not, but that Purple Urkel, I haven't seen it, but I was just looking on this little not
He got
little
his face on the
website.
canister thing.
I wanted to actually see the weed because you talking about Purple Urkel. You throw the word like let's just break down weed. If you talk, and I'm not saying I smoke or don't, but everybody live their life. But when you look, the word purple in weed is very significant.
You're right.
Like
Preach, brother.
perp.
Yeah.
When you think about as we were younger, we all in our 30s. When we were younger, I did some experiment when I was in college, and you smoke some weed, and the thing back in the day was either Kush
OG Kush.
or perp. If
Hydro
you had
too? That was
Andro, if you had one of those, them was the big three. If you were smoking on one of them three, you the man out here. I experienced perp. When I tell you look at that weed and that shit is purple. That shit is purple. I've never seen purple weed in my life since then. I don't even know if perp out here. But if you calling that shit Purple Urkel, that shit'll be purple and that shit better get you high.
I can't deny it. I'm straight lied it. Do you want to smoke with me?
It's crazy. You don't even hear about no strays anymore, like perp.
Everything.
Stop hearing about Dro.
We don't live in California.
Right. But nowadays everybody got a new
That's
name
why.
for
Yeah,
shit.
Zaza.
Every other day.
Zaza, I got that
Yeah.
Rondo, I got that headband, I got that cookies and cream chocolate chip Oreo caramel. Like,
Man,
bro, what?
dude, that's
Just say you got
ridiculous.
some good weed.
I was
got
just
little
watching.
baggies,
I was just watching.
it's all
We watching The
different
Wire.
flavors.
Shit be mid.
It's not weed they were selling though, but they like, I got that pandemic, I got that WMD.
Stop it.
Weapon of mass destruction, bro. That is ridiculous.
Bro, they was straight doing
That's
Bush
straight up
era.
crack. No, that ain't Bush era, bro. That's
I mean,
literally
you know
Snowfall
they
era,
was Bush era.
bro.
Selling that
Yeah,
same
but I'm saying that's
WMD.
like Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
But shout out to you,
I got
Janelle
that
White.
A-bomb.
Right. Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
bro, that's fucked up.
Right.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
That's
Jaleel,
another
shout out
song.
to you.
Shout out.
To you for not just, Steve Urkel.
Embracing it.
Right.
You embracing it because niggas didn't say fabulous. You watching Steve Urkel?
He made that show.
That was you, for real. So let's go on to the NBA right now. What's going on? Me personally,
Everybody high.
I haven't.
Right.
I haven't seen an NBA game in a minute. Honestly, I haven't really been following what's going on.
Are you one of those people, Jared?
What?
Because they said Black Lives Matter.
Oh hell no! It's just
NBA now.
on top of that, like I got YouTube TV. They can't go do negotiations with Sinclair. Whoever
I got you,
broadcasted.
But this is what you do.
Can't
You
watch
just
the
wait.
games.
And you just wait for the highlights to come on.
I used to
Somebody got the highlights. Either NBA got the highlights, House of Highlights be having the highlights, Bleacher Report. I watched it instead of watching the 2-hour game.
Watching that bitch.
Not 9, you feel me? 13 minutes, like in that bitch.
Right, they have like they have like an actual breakdown.
Yeah, I used to.
It's almost like when you go back on cable and you watch a game that was pre-recorded. Like if we watched the 2016 NBA Finals Game 7, it'll have it. It would be like 20 minutes
every time they scored or something like that, a big play. Yeah,
they do that now. Like NBA, like you said, to do that now on YouTube or whatever. Because to be honest with you, I don't watch the games all like that.
Right.
The Cavs they piss me off, so I rarely watch them.
They got some of the NFL
I watch them when I want to be upset at night.
NFL Red Zone. Every time somebody scores in the Red Zone.
But
I used to watch it like that. I mean, when I was just going to the office, but I guess since I'm just at work, I put on shows, and at home now, I just put on shows.
It's easy, man. Like during the pandemic, to forget about a lot of this stuff now. You find one show, and you fixated on that show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So sports just be like, oh damn. And I think that's why the numbers are down across all sports more so than the social justice stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like people was making a big deal about that, but I think that's what it is, man.
Yeah.
Like you just watching other stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Other stuff that catch your interest now. Like you said, man, you go down a rabbit hole on YouTube, it's over with, bro. I got like they suggested me crocodile videos now. For some reason I like watching dudes slapping a whole chicken in front of a crocodile to make it come out the water. Because for some reason, I'm thinking a dude go get got. One of these days. One of these videos, I'm going to see something jacked up. But, you know what I'm saying? It's just...
The YouTube recommendation be recommending some wild
random stuff.
Hey, no
cap.
Years
later,
we done went off
videos.
on a huge tangent.
You're right.
No, we did, but just because the NBA right now is just... It is what it is.
I think it's gonna come down to... And I'm saying this... loosely, arguably the best backcourt in the league, Kyrie, James Harden, Kevin Durant, versus the best front court in the league, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Andre Drummond. That's what I see happening.
And I call bullshit, bro.
I low-key, the Brooklyn Nets might pull a Clippers because continuity does matter. Chemistry does matter. But maybe these niggas just be playing on the park. Like I wouldn't take
Brooklyn Nets from here, but they be having some weird losses out here. Like how the fuck?
But what's crazy is
because they
still top in the East though.
That's true.
That's wild.
They're number one in the East, and ain't none of the three players been playing.
That's what it is.
Kyrie take days off because mental health is a real thing. James Harden just got hurt. KD he ain't played 6 games straight this year at all.
And he touchy. So
1 minute he dropped 30, next minute he out 4 games.
I think that's why everybody getting out. That's why LeBron and them got out for a minute too, because like
don't no sprained ankle take that long.
Yeah,
we done seen.
They said he had a high ankle sprain,
but we done seen LeBron like off an ankle sprain when he was in Miami.
Right, LeBron is invincible.
But that was a different Miami.
We should relate
when he was here.
Right, he'd shake that shit off 3 days later. He out there, like. But one thing I done learned, one thing I done learned for real, and I'm giving props to him now. I didn't like him at one point, but LeBron James doing shit other niggas ain't did. You feel me? Like when he first got to Cleveland. I really think the reason a lot of people don't think he's the GOAT is because of the Cavaliers. Michael Jordan had a great organization. They put players around him versus LeBron James, who you get. Booby at one point. Booby and Mo Williams is your first and second best player.
Bruh, be real. Would you say a mop, a trash can?
You feel me? And took these dudes to the finals one year.
Andy Varejao.
So eventually he leave. He go to the Heat. I ain't gonna lie. LeBron, that's a different animal. Like that's a different animal.
Once they lost to the Mavs.
But mind you, he went to the finals all 4 years. Come to Cleveland, went to the finals all 4 years. That last year, he took a bag of Pringles, box of Pringles, to J.R. Smith,
they wasn't even real, but they was
and a Greyhound bus ticket. Took these dudes to the finals.
What is Space Jam 2? They have LeBron making, they say when J.R. Smith, what he do?
He dribbled the wrong way.
He dribbled the wrong way. What if they have LeBron looking at Bugs Bunny like that?
Bro, that'd be hilarious. But mind you, that's the point I'm getting at. Like, LeBron James has been through some bullshit. Mm-hmm. Like, Jordan, some of this shit, and I'm man enough to say it now, Jordan ain't been through some of the shit LeBron been through. You got arguably the best shooter ever, Steph Curry, or arguably the best second shooter ever, and arguably the best scorer of all time, all joined the same team.
I know. That's
and at least he almost gets a game off on him.
Right.
With nobody but him. Mm-hmm. And then he goes to the Lakers. He can't hang in the West, but I broke that shit down one day. You really think LeBron James gonna lose to the Rockets? You really think LeBron James gonna lose to the Mavericks? You really think LeBron James gonna lose to the Thunder, the Jazz? Like, listen. Let's really listen to what we saying. Y'all really think LeBron James gonna lose to any of them niggas outside of maybe the Clippers? Maybe, and that's a big maybe. Caps lock maybe. Like, let's just keep it real. He going back to the finals. If he healthy, he going to the finals. You know that nigga make a way to the finals. Like, it's finals or nothing.
He's going to the finals, but I called it like I told you before. Brooklyn getting taken out by a motherfucking Abayan. Watch.
Abayan from the play-in?
A play-in team? No.
The winner of the buy-in. Watch.
I don't see that.
Watch.
As long as Kyrie can be cool and KD stop being hurt.
He too worried about the motherfucking world being flat, bro.
I understand.
That's what he's doing, taking them days off, going to find out if the world's really flat.
He's a biologist on his
days off. Right. He's going to see if the world flat, bro.
Let me check this soil.
They was talking about it They was talking about it a few months ago. Like, who's better, Steph Curry, Clay, and Durant, or Kyrie, Harden, and Durant? At first, I was like Steph, Clay, and Durant, but when you really think about it, Cleveland people don't really like Kyrie too much, but that nigga got the best handles in the league. Like,
Clay ain't handling, man, hell no.
And then James Harden.
I mean, we know Kyrie. I think everybody agrees that Kyrie got the best handles in the league.
And low key might be all time. Low key.
The AI?
That's the only challenge, though. Then that's up for debate.
Man, I heard somebody say Kyrie is the most talented, naturally talented player ever in the league. I said, whoa. That's a big statement.
That's disrespectful to Kevin Durant.
That's a big statement, though.
Because Kevin Durant can pull that bitch from anywhere. Like, Kevin Durant can shoot the three. He hit the mid-range. He hit the dirt. He hit the paint. Like, that's disrespectful to KD.
Anybody that's 7 foot and can dribble like that.
You feel me? Like,
that's ridiculous.
And then pull up on you.
Yeah.
Right. And then pull up on you like, oh, hold up. Money. Like, off an Achilles injury.
He just have an attitude problem sometimes, too. Or he just sensitive.
He's just sensitive.
Yeah,
he's sensitive, but he the goat for taking out
burner phones. How many burner phones he went through this year though?
Michael Rappaport. 12.
Yeah.
yo, we went on Michael Rappaport. I'm like, yo, KD, god damn.
That's a typical response.
How you let him get out your hookup like that, Michael Rappaport?
But Michael.
First off, he shouldn't have posted that shit.
Yeah, that was some big shit too.
Like, come on now, bro. Like, we all know the code. Like, we all know Kevin Durant ain't gonna do shit. He gonna but he gonna speak his mind.
He can't slap you from across the street.
You feel me? 3 steps, he already a mile out.
Hey, we went off on a tangent.
Right. I mean, we talking NBA though.
Pretty much the NBA right now is entertainment.
Some
stuff.
You said it's high though.
The Utah Jazz is number one in the league, but don't nobody believe them.
Testing for weed.
Yeah.
Because it's so
and
legal
the NFL too.
Because
come to be high.
People fail to realize weed has been criminalized. Like when I first started looking this shit up, shout out to my college professor who made me
He just trying to
interested.
get his numbers up.
He tried to get me interested in English. Like, you can write about whatever. I got these lists for you, and one of them was like how weed was really illegal, right? Criminalized. And then you really research that shit, and you realize it was just a ploy from some random white man who wanted to get his name up in the FBI, so he gonna criminalize it. Oh, black people smoking it. Black people smoking that shit wrong as fuck.
And then the other reason too, because the government couldn't tax it.
Right. Black people smoke this, they gonna rape your child. You feel me?
Wow. Because they know what people do. I would say, if you don't get high as fuck right before a game.
People gonna treat weed like they treat liquor. And however people treat liquor, that's how they gonna treat weed. Right. Like, people just think don't
get drunk before a game.
You feel me? But Marshawn let you take a shot before a game.
You gonna have certain people that's gonna do dumb shit.
If you can handle that shit, you can handle that shit.
It's just like look at me. And for real, liquor worse than weed. If you ask me, liquor worse than weed. Yeah. I smoke me some weed. I want to eat and sit down and shut the fuck up. You get too drunk, fucking around, getting car accident and die. Yeah. Like, but we don't went off a tangent.
But no, man, NBA is we keep saying buy-in. The play-in thing is, like Joe said, that was the best thing they could do for fans, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, I know people say it like, in the bubble, it wasn't that great. They ain't really like. I love the bubble, dude. I had so much fun watching it. I was on vacation too, and I was watching it, bro. Like, when I'm taking on my vacation to watch the bubble games, it was nice, man. Bro, Like, them dudes was not playing out there like, oh, y'all.
Everybody was on the same playing field.
Yeah, and it was nice, man. Like,
and people want to say that's the fake championship. That's the most. I want another word for real, but like.
That had to be the most difficult one.
Right. To me, difficult, real. I can't think of the word I want.
You had to literally go away from your family, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
most genuine.
Quarantine.
Like
like you really away. Like you really got to be focused on your job.
Right.
And motherfuckers expressed it too. You know what I'm saying? For real.
That's why I'm upset that Dame Lillard say something about that. Like, he says he made a comment like, we ain't worried about that or something like that. This was months later though.
About the
bubble.
He said the only reason he ain't. Well, I ain't gonna say he the only reason, but Damian Lillard, he was just like, if I'm coming to the bubble, I'm expecting to have an opportunity to win, get a playoff spot. I'm not just going to the bubble just to play. If I'm going to the bubble just to play, I ain't doing that shit.
But then he talked down on that son too. He said
he went in because before the bubble happened, they had a few ideas. You feel me? Plan A, Plan B type, Plan C type shit. One of the options was just to have a plan, not playing, but just have random changes. Just have changes coming to the bubble and just ball out. Right. Damian Lillard went in like, what? Why would I just come to play? Like, I come to win and get an opportunity to seek a championship. If we just gonna come in there and do that shit, I ain't doing none of that shit. He went in, and that's what a lot of ESPN analysts were saying. Like, Damian Lillard was one of the forefronts of like, if we gonna do this shit, let's do it for a reason.
Mm-hmm. And they niggas was balling. Like, people was talking shit at first. Like, you watch that shit like, they in there.
Biggest snub, the Suns going 8-0 and then still not getting a playoff spot. And now look, they number 2 in the West.
Yeah, they number 2
who should we sit?
Shout out to CP3. He should get the MVP.
He number 3 on my list.
He gotta be, man. Like, dude.
With the Suns now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever he goes, man.
Mind you,
when did he get to the Suns?
Last year he was with the Rockets. No, I'm lying. Last year he was with the Thunder.
Yeah.
And then they traded him to the Suns. Yeah. And they done went from bottom of the league to they top of the league. They have an opportunity to be number 1 in the West. And if you're number 1 in the West right now, looking at the standards, you're number 1 in the league. Mm-hmm. Like Chris Paul, shout out to you. You're number 3 on my list. It's Embiid, it's Jokic, and then it's you. And then it's Damian Lillard.
One more question. How the Clippers doing?
Clippers straight. I mean, nobody paying attention to them because we waiting to see what they gonna do in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Like me personally, Paul George. True. I know you can be damn near MVP status. When you was in OKC that 1 year, I think it was your last year. Matter of fact,
right? He
playing good right now.
Balling, and he balling now. But we want to see what you gonna do in the playoffs.
Backboard George.
Now it's clean.
They call this dude Big P, man.
They begin like so many quotes on him. They were like, bro, you said this though. And now he talking shit like, oh, it wasn't worth nothing or nothing, whatever.
It wasn't a good shot.
Man, but Kevin Love throw a timber tantrum though, like with the Cavs. Like, what's going on with that?
See, this is what's hard, man. Because
man.
A lot of times we want to tiptoe around stuff because he does have mental issues, which are known to, he speaks out on it, man. He travels the world, he talks to the people with it and stuff, but it's like, my guy, you're making like $60 million over the next 2 years.
Right.
You literally put a hard hat on. Went into Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse with regular working people. Did a photo shoot and everything and signed that contract, bro, on a piece of drywall. Saying that you wanted to be here, you love Cleveland. I know he came back and then, apologized and stuff, but bro, that was like for you to do that was ridiculous, man. To just throw the ball in because you was gonna have young teammates. This was a rebuild and stuff, man. You say you signed here because of the love of the city and the love of the organization, man. So now, a year after you ain't played in the whole year, it seemed like
I feel like he ain't played this whole second contract.
Yeah, pretty much.
When LeBron left, Kyrie left, and they gave him that second contract, I don't feel like he didn't play since he got that bitch. Yeah. We just gave this dude 100. For real, I would have just blew that shit up. Like, you can walk too. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Kyrie left. We had to trade Kyrie. We fucked up the Kyrie trade. For real, I ain't gonna lie. If I was Cleveland, I'm sitting here. You want to be gone? I'm about to send you to the boonies. And I'm about to get a bag for you. I ain't about to sit here and just get some BS for you.
Right.
But
I still don't understand why we would trade Drummond, like, for real. Like, what's going on with that? Like,
because we not idolize, but we value, well, not we, but they value young talent versus actual someone who's established themselves. Like, you got Jared Allen. He's known as a young dude who has a great upside. He got great defense. He can block shots. He can give you a double-double. And when I say double-double, I'm like Tristan Thompson double-double, 10 and 10. Versus DeAndre Drummond, he giving you 17 and 12.
He giving you 23 and 17.
You feel me? That was one of his stats.
30 and 17,
you feel me?
30 and 20.
But as an average for the year, I think he's like 17 and 12 or some shit. That's better than what, Jared Allen doing. I'm thinking, for real, Cavs, we can't just keep doing it through the draft. Yeah. It gets shown that we can't do that. It's not working for us.
That's what I'm just saying. Like, we pride ourselves on new talent, though, but we can't even curate that talent or develop that talent.
And this would have been the opportunity.
We need somebody who's already established or something like that. Like,
bro, this would have been the opportunity. You got Collin, you got Drummond, you got Love, you got Allen. Before they got rid of him, you got Porter. Shoot, Chetty Osman, at least he got a little bit of trade value. Mm-hmm. And then Darius Garland got a decent upside. We could have made something happen and got a player. Mm-hmm. If we would just played the waiting game. Drummond, Sexton, and whoever that player was. Like, shit.
And what I can say is, man, this reminds me of, and I have these, it's crazy because, like, I just voiced my opinion, man. I'm not here to argue with nobody on Bleacher Report, but dudes be coming at my neck, man, about they poor Cavs. And trust me, I am a Cleveland person through and through, bro. Everybody at this table knows I love Cleveland sports. We done got into fights in here with each other because of it. Like, I'm diehard.
How did this podcast start?
Right. Literally. But the thing about it is, Cavs fans and the Cavs remind me of the Browns. Mm-hmm. Of what the Browns used to be. Like, we just want draft picks. We wait on unlimited potential that never turns into nothing. Or you wait on potential, but you never draft the right potential. Mm-hmm. And that's literally what it seems like we're doing. And, like, I got into an argument with a guy the other day. Like, what do you mean? And I'm like, we have no superstar. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, we don't have a good track record unless it's LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. Because that's in the draft. Like, those are no-brainers almost. Like, that's the only way we've ever done anything to the draft, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, so we trying to, like, rebuild through the draft or whatever. You don't know what you haven't shown that you know what you're doing. And then when you do have talent, you trade it away because you give his locker to a new dude.
And that's how usually the NBA works, though. You have a superstar, and you build your team around the superstar. That's just how the NBA works. Mm-hmm. Now, every now and then you do have those things where it's like the whole team, everybody just put in the work. You know, you got the same like good or great players around you. None of them are superstars, but they know how to work well together. But that rarely ever happens. Or I'm not gonna say rarely, but not as much as just having a superstar and making that.
It rarely happens, and it takes a lot for that to happen.
Because I can think what the Detroit Pistons from 2000
early 2000s. To be honest with you, that's the only team that I can think of. Maybe the Mavericks when they beat the Heat.
Well,
the first year.
No, Dirk, he's a superstar.
Well, true.
He's a superstar, but
I would say
he
had like Sean Murray.
You know how some NBA analysts categorize, you know, the level of startitude. Like I would consider him a star, not a superstar.
Okay.
Or if I would call him a superstar, it's because if he was a Maverick. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Dirk, when he played the Heat, he balled out. Don't get me wrong, but clearly the Heat was supposed to win.
Yeah. They were supposed to win, but they
had
a ragtag team.
You had Jason Kidd at point. You had Jason Kidd at point. Jason Terry at the 2. Sean Marion at the 3. Dirt at the 4. And then you had Tyson Chandler at the 5. You had JJ Barea pulling bench. Man, they was cool. And then they broke that shit up the second they got that ring.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's just what I see, like with the Cavs and you know with other teams in the league. But man, you looking at the Knicks is doing it. I don't know how long this can last. Be honest with you, but hey, they doing the thing right now, which is crazy because you would have never thought. You think they straight at the bottom, but all I can say is, man, one man leave your organization, you go straight to the dumpster. On multiple times, something is wrong from the head down. Head down, and the funny part about it is. When we first started this podcast, y'all can go back and look. Y'all tore me up for taking up for Dan Gilbert. And now, look, I'm on the opposite side of the fence. Because this is ridiculous. I know he has some health issues, but, bruh, I don't know. Maybe it's time to give it to somebody else. And, you know, we need a new GM. I don't know what's going on, but...
Give me a 10-day contract for the GM.
Oh, and
that's all they really need is
and to wrap this up, Kevin Porter scored 50 points last night. Youngest person in Rockets history to do that. And we signed Anderson Varejao today.
Yup.
Why they keep drinking with it?
I get Varejao, but
I don't get it. He hasn't played in 3 years in the league.
But anyway,
they want him to retire at Cavs.
Like they do actual superstars. Like Brett Favre and freaking, you know what I'm saying? Like, we give you a day contract, you retire.
Switching tracks real fast. The NFL draft is happening right here in Cleveland. Shout out to them for trying to do community events and like doing things for the community while they're here and stuff
this
like
damn
that.
Weather.
Yeah, this damn weather. I mean, it was sunny today.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was rainy in the afternoon.
It was 80 degrees on Tuesday. No, it's chilly as fuck.
Bro, this is what happened in the spring months. Like, the only thing that's ever...
This is what happens in Cleveland.
The only time it's only consistent is the summer. For real. Only time it's consistent is summer. And maybe some of the winter.
Yeah, that's what the little bonus was. For people that got vaccinated, they had backstage passes for the draft,
bro. Was there last night,
like,
so close together.
Cleveland weather, the change
they had
of
to wear a special jacket.
They change the season, spring and fall. You don't know what we're going to get.
Yeah, we don't know.
But, like, summer is always consistent.
But, yeah, the draft, I mean, watching it on TV, man, and just seeing it and seeing it was kind of foggy. But I thought that kind of added to the atmosphere, like, wait, though. But seeing our actual city,
bro, you just
and be broadcast like that, I thought that was because we don't get no sunlight. But I thought that was pretty cool, though, man, to see like in the atmosphere. They even said on the broadcast. I was watching broadcast last night. They said, man, we ain't had an atmosphere like this since College Game Day in like 19, because that's the last time they really was able to have like, you know how they had people behind them, and he put the little thing on, that mascot head on. He said, man, we haven't had nothing like this in. That's a long time. Since 19, I said, that's pretty sweet, man, to see that in our city, you know, coming out of a pandemic. You know, we ain't all the way out, but to see that feature our city was pretty dope, though. And actually, a lot of people that was there was Browns fans, so that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I saw that pic, like the screenshot. It was like a lot of people who was Brown fans and stuff. And then, you know, I think we got the best fan base in the NFL, for real.
Yeah, that was the
so
draft,
of course, they're going to show up.
From, you know, we haven't been able to watch it today. We've been here, but I get a lot of updates on my phone. And supposedly this been a crazy day. Like teams was just trading all over the place. Yeah, which is pretty, I guess, exciting when you think of a draft, because there's nothing else going on. But we're gonna wait this 10 minutes and then the pick is gonna come in. You know what I'm saying? So when people be trading and stuff like that's pretty cool, man. And then like the stories for the kids be cool though. You know what I'm saying? The dudes get drafted. Like some of these stories be crazy. Like dude from Michigan, I think his people came from Ghana.
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 G-H-A-N-A?
G-U-I.
Oh, Ghana.
Yeah.
Ghana.
It's something like that. And then like he's never met his dad because they have like war-torn country and stuff. Like his mom moved here and then like she worked like 3 or 4 jobs just so he can play football. And then he can go to school and stuff like that. And then like on the broadcast, you know, his mom crying and stuff. He like, you don't gotta work ever again. I promised you that when I was 12, and now that's pretty cool to see stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, the stories are actually always pretty dope.
That's always
pretty
sweet.
Like, yeah, that is cool. Like, you know, see them storylines being fulfilled. You know, somebody's actually but somebody, you know, from the family who's, you know, not in the best situation, but like come on top. Like, I got all y'all. You ain't gotta worry about shit for the rest of your lives. You know, that shit is really dope. Honestly, you know, speaking of draft too, Justin Fields, who was the quarterback OU. The Ohio State. The Ohio State University.
Right.
That's how they say it.
You gotta say the V. V.
Right. But no, we all know who Justin Fields is, man, bruh.
He's at the Chicago Bears.
He's with the Bears. They actually have a squad. They've always had a squad. Mitch, shout out to Mitch. Northeast Ohio kid. With the Menor, he just didn't work out there.
I just know,
but
Bears
they got a
friends
squad.
Been dealing with alcoholism lately, like because they've just been depressed.
Yeah, it's
since the 70s.
It's bad though, man. Like they a historic. They just like us, historic franchise. Are just like wow, what the heck. But I think he can thrive there, man. He's determined because he failed to number 11, which is so wild to me because. They said if him and Trevor Lawrence, who went number 1 in Jacksonville, if they would have came out last year, they would have been number 1 and number 2. Mm-hmm. Fields did nothing but went back to college and had an even better season than he had the year before. And he beat Lawrence, who was the number 1 pick in, was it Sugar Bowl or something like that? Mm-hmm. So I don't understand how he dropped so far. And I hate to say it, but it's just almost like the skin tone thing kind of gets to me. Like I feel like he got wrapped up in the black quarterback stigma, man.
Yeah,
it's like to me because like they took a dude from BYU and then they took a dude that only played like 16 college games or something. Like dude, this dude has a resume.
Right.
He only threw like 5 interceptions. It was something crazy. Like through the first like 10 games last year, he threw like 40 touchdowns to 1 interception. Like,
damn.
How good do you have to be?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then there's always he has epilepsy. Yeah. Well, bro, he's never happened to
that's what.
that's
why I read something
like coming out like out of nowhere. And
effective.
it's like, how does this always happen? To me, I'm not a race baiter, but it always seems like, especially in NFL, when it comes to a black quarterback, there's all different kinds of things they gotta go through.
Like that shit they had with Jameson Winston, bro. All that shit just came out left field.
Oh
yeah,
ass, bro.
Like, but he's like this or like this. Why can't he just be great?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But we'll see what he does in Chicago. I'm rooting for you, bro.
Most definitely.
This is the topic right here.
So a couple weeks back, there was an incident in Columbus where a 15-year-old girl, Micaiah Bryant, she was shot by the police. Knowing the situation and things of that nature, I believe that it should haven't got to that point. In case you didn't know, supposedly some girls was threatening her life, and then she was coming at a girl with a knife and things of that nature, and the police shot her. Now you see, I'm gonna be real. You see some black men be like, "Well, how many girls you rather see dead? 2 or just 1, or just like not come to the girl's stance?" I honestly believe, like with all the adults around, if you see the video, that shit should never got that far. And then with the cop, he should have been able to de-escalate that shit. Like honestly, like you don't know what, like we have other real world references of like school teachers de-escalating shit better than these cops. Like kids come into these schools, having a bad day, things of that nature, bringing in razor blades, knives, and stuff like that. And teachers are able to de-escalate the shit. But a cop who goes through specific training to be a cop and who's supposed to protect and serve can't de-escalate an incident like this with a 15-year-old girl. And you're a grown man, like. You should have just, if that was the case, like, I mean, not even if that was the case, you could have just even tackled her too if you know how to use the words. And that would just de-escalate the whole situation. But no, you have to shoot her. Like, it's just failure all around this. I'm going to say with the adults, like, failure all around with this girl. Like, with the cops, with the adults surrounding her, like, whoever was in her life, adults in her life, they failed her. Like, why is she feeling threatened by her life and there's all these adults around? Like, shit is crazy.
And that's where I want to start this conversation is the fact that when we first heard it, everybody was on the high because of the Chauvin verdict where he was found guilty on all 3 counts in the George Floyd case. So when I first heard of it, I wasn't sure if it was even true. Second, when the information started coming out, the first thing they said was she caught the cops because some girls were trying to jump her, so she felt threatened for her life, so she had a knife. Then you see the video, and the adults are there. Not only are the adults there, they're just standing there. So while she's going in the house running from these girls to get a knife, you're just chilling. Just standing there. You're not trying to get the girls away from your house. You're not trying to separate any of them. You're just letting it go on. Then the one girl gets knocked to the ground. The father's kicking her, and I'm like, bruh, come on. Then that's when the whole situation goes down. Yeah, be honest, man. Nobody should have died in this situation.
Shouldn't we got that far?
It should have never got that far.
To the point where you have to call the cops.
When it comes to the cop, like I said, man, they gotta have better training, or they gotta do something, man. They gotta be able to just, when it comes to the moment, in the heat of the battle, they gotta be able to do the right thing.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to.
Instead of just the easiest way out all the time.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. All your training and all that stuff, it gotta kick in, man. Like, you gotta be able to just, use your training, man. Not just automatically go to, I'm gonna shoot this person, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Like, maybe there should be some deeper, like, psychological things. Maybe there should be some other training where you actually in the heat.
There should absolutely be psychological training when it comes to these cops.
Man. Because if that's the point, if that's the case, there is no need for that other training that you get. There's no need for the de-escalation training that you get.
And I think that the FBI should go through that, and they should just, like, reach out to them, because Wolves, like, they go through shit like that all the time, like how to de-escalate, and like somebody's like holding hostages and they just call the agent over their names and shit like that.
This
like
my whole thing. Why is it always a black person? That'd be my whole thing. Like,
that's true too.
The second Asian hate became popular, you feel me?
My bad.
You good?
Edit.
I think that's it.
The second, Asian hate became a thing, became, social media ready. They put laws in places, to stop that shit. And you ain't hear when you see Asian Lives Matter, you don't see
stop all hate,
all lives matter, but it's always a black person.
Yeah,
a person can go up and shoot up Walmart, get sat down and been given a bottle of water. You got niggas that be shooting the club up, goddamn, get a Burger King meal, but this young lady, y'all know, they call for y'all to protect and serve. Why is it always a black person is dying? And why is it someone's always trying to justify that shit? Like, can we at least agree, like Jared said, like, the adults in that situation failed that child? Like, that's the bigger thing. Fuck what type of person she was. No one deserves to die. Right. Like, at the end of the day, they do something fucked up, they pay the consequences. If she was I don't like using the word bad kid or bad student,
right.
But if she was a student with behavior needs, so be it. That don't mean she deserved to die. Like, as a police officer, why aren't you doing everything in your power to fix that situation without someone having to lose a life? Like,
and you know how people looking at police now,
and I get it. Like, you want to go home to your child or your family, but at the end of the day, you signed up for that job. And like John said, y'all need. I mean, maybe they need psychological training. Like, being a police officer should be one of the hard. Like, being an educator and being a police officer should be some of the hardest things to do because you are impacting other people's lives.
It should be. Then again, that part of the government, they do have psych evaluations, so you got to question that shit. You know what I'm saying? What kind of motherfucking evaluation questions you run past that you screening some of these people that they getting these flying colors with it, you know?
It's just unfortunate.
Yes,
that young lady had to die.
There was no reason for nobody to die that day.
And social media, people on social media, shame on you guys who aren't, hurt with us that she died. At the end of the day, for whatever reason, you may feel like, can we at least agree that the adults failed her in that situation?
Exactly. They definitely failed her in that whole situation. Like, honestly. You know, and you hit it right on the head. Like, when it was to stop Asian hate, nobody was buttering in, but, stop all hate. But when it was the black folks, Michael J. White said this, you have all these excuses and things like this about Black Lives Matters and stuff. It is that because you fear retribution from us, like what's going on, or you just don't want to take responsibility for your actions.
That's what it really sounds like.
Own that
there's
shit.
always something. When we say
shit.
something to speak up, but it's little backlash when it comes to other races, and we noticing that shit, and that's why we speaking up. But like that, and that's what's fucked up. I guess America's just going to be America, but then America can't be America until we change. We have to change that shit. Like, honestly, like, people has to have empathy. When Shannon Sharp said that shit too, like, honestly, like, thing is, you just say you have black friends, but you don't have empathy for them when these shits come up. Like, you just be like, well, I have black friends. You probably just say hi to them or or just work with them and just say you have black friends. Just to say, like, to get you out of trouble. That's like you get out of jail free card. But in truth or honesty, you don't know the black plight, the black struggle, or anything like that. You're not talking to people like that, black folks like that, to honestly know. So, you're just saying shit because you get out of jail free card. But in the whole situation, man, rest in peace to Ma'Khia Bryant. You young girl, young black queen who shouldn't have got killed that day at all. And we're praying for her family as well. So this shit just gotta stop. Honestly. Whew. All right. COVID vaccines has been rolling out. It hasn't been the best rollout or something.
Sloppy as hell.
But it's way better here than. But this sounds like an American thing to say.
What?
But it's way better here than it's been in a lot of other places, though. If you actually watch the news, it's really bad in other places. But that does not give us an excuse.
Sloppy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my first experience looking at the whole COVID vaccine rollout.
Fell off or some shit like that.
I think it was either YouTube or World Star, and it was the title was COVID vaccine fail. So I click on it. It's a big hype up. Oh, we're about to administer the COVID vaccine. The nurse gets ready to penetrate the arm, and she acts like she does. Now, mind you, the needle, the syringe is already pressed down. So she just sitting there like, oh, okay, and just pulls it out. We did it, and everyone just starts clapping like, yay, like. So we're really not really looking at this shit. This was my just visuals from when it first rolled out. So just me being a millennial, I decided I just wanted to see how shit, was looking. I'm at the point now where I'm comfortable with, getting vaccinated. But when it first happened, I'm like, I don't know. And black people, anything that's administered to the black
history.
You feel me? History shows like it ain't never good for us.
Yeah. Or they doing some other shit, like for real, giving us syphilis or something like that. We're not gonna get all into that. But it seems like to really be on it, and no offense that we have any audiences who was part of this generation, but the boomer generation are just like really on it. I'm not gonna lie, I got my vaccine. I got the first dosage. I went on the second one, and it was straight. Like that needle really ain't shit for real. I know some people really scared of needles, and I understand, but it really ain't shit. But I was gonna get it. I was gonna wait out because I heard about there's so many side effects people get, especially after the second dosage,
right?
Things of that nature. But I was registered by my mother, so so I went ahead and got it. You know what? Might as well. I'm going to be traveling.
I saw my girl napping peacefully. So
I'm going on vacation, traveling. Soon, so I might as well get this vaccination. And it wasn't bad though. But my thing is like with the Johnson & Johnson one, 6 people got caught with blood clots. Then they pulled it, but now it's back out there again, like all willy nilly. Like that wasn't fast at all. So I'm just saying, don't get it Johnson & Johnson.
Johnson & Johnson ain't on the FDA approved list, so I wouldn't even fuck with it. No way.
Yeah. Stick with Moderna and Pfizer.
You feel me? You got Pfizer, who's FDA approved, Moderna, who's FDA approved, and what's that called? Janssen, JANSSEN. Mm-hmm. They're FDA approved. Like I didn't
even know about that one.
You feel me? So Johnson & Johnson, y'all fucked up with the talcum baby powder for real. But
definitely.
I wasn't even looking your way, no way, as an option. Like y'all too sloppy with the shit anyway. And then when y'all do come out, it ain't like it's just some suspect shit. It's just some fucked up shit. Like no.
So you say you comfortable with getting the vaccination now?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, John?
The more people get it around me, the more they seem normal. I should say they haven't had any adverse effects. Yeah, maybe.
Bro, I'm gonna be the Blade Runner. I'm gonna be on the run. They gonna be trying to catch me like Tom Cruise, nigga. Flat out. I don't know, man. Like I said, they gonna be seeing me running. They gonna be chasing me down.
Running.
When I took, they had me wait 30 minutes before I left though because I was allergic to tree nuts, just in case if something wanted to happen. They ready to have something here.
Tree nuts.
Tree nuts like pistachio, walnuts. Pecans.
That's in the vaccine. Tree nuts.
I don't know. That's in it, but they just have.
Oh. I'm allergic to pistachios.
Really?
That's crazy. If that's
fucking
shit
love
like that, like wow. Additives and preservatives, because I was at the barbershop, and one of the doctors was explaining like they was trying to comparison the vaccine to M&M, and he's trying to use right big words. Now I'm trying to explain this to the barbershop like this is what makes the shit suspect to me because everybody in the barbershop pretty much got these second shots.
Yeah. And
one barber went to the Wolstein Center. That was the LeBron thing right there, and the other cat went there. The second shot, they went to the church on Torberson, right there in the hood.
So that's where we went to.
Yeah.
They had the National Guard up there giving it shots and stuff like that.
So they was giving the shots at Walmart, bro.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, they are.
They was giving the shots at Walmart. Like, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My job doing it too. I think everybody.
My job doing it too. They doing this shit at Shaw.
But like, I think with these vaccinations, it's going to be like not a bigger problem, but like TSA are saying they expect the travel to be insane this year. This also expected. People already been saying like, oh, this summer is going to be great, and you just see how it projects already. Like,
so now that I think about it, maybe I should get it because I am supposed to go to Florida 4th of July weekend. We leave it on the 3rd of July, so it will be packed. I already went to Orlando for like 3 days a couple weekends ago, and oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as spacing on planes. That I don't think that ever really happened.
I think that's only a couple airlines. I think that's just Southwest and then maybe another one.
And the lines, man, to check your bags, my God. That's already been ridiculous. So, everybody just got cabin fever. They ready to get out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm not sure, though. The more information, the safer I feel about this vaccine.
But it does seem like more people are getting it. So
for me to travel, it's got to be some serious numbers. Until then, I'm one tank tripping it. For real. If it ain't some local shit I'm comfortable with.
I traveled a couple of times. Last year with John in Florida, and then this year went to Houston late last year, October, and then went to Houston, Atlanta, like earlier this month in April. So, and I'm going to Turks and Caicos in June. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, big money. I wish. Oh, so, wait. All right. Explain to me exactly where Turks and Caicos is. I know we're going off tangent.
It's in the Caribbean.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what it is.
I got you.
Jared International.
Right. Jared Six Stamps.
Diego.
You Jared Six Stamps.
I'm lame.
6 stamps
Jared.
on my passport.
You feel me? Matter of fact, that should be your TikTok handle, Jared Six Stamps.
Yeah, look at that way there.
Baby.
One of them Turks and Caicos, that'd be 3 in this passport. Because we had that original one from China.
Yeah. I don't even know where that bitch at.
But that shit expired.
Right, expired as fuck.
Oh man, but this pandemic been going on for more than a year now. How are you guys feeling about this?
Oh, for real, this pandemic, this whole, going on a year and a half?
That's a year.
About a year and a half, maybe?
Not a year and a half probably could be like
March to March.
Really
March to March, April, so May, a year and 2 months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For real, it's been interesting. For me, a lot more self-awareness.
Yeah.
Knowing your worth. There's been some downs, but that's everyone's experienced that with COVID, but I looked at it as a year of growth and, self-awareness. That's just me personally.
Me personally, I just say I understand my situation and nothing has really changed. I'm just working. Honestly, I just work from home, so I say I know that I am blessed, so I'm not just gonna
Same here.
say anything or be disrespectful or anything because I know people are actually going through it out here or just not be in touch with the world to what's going on. But I can actually say though, I've just been blessed. Nothing really changed. Just work from home. Still getting steady paychecks and things of that nature. A year in, it's just the thing is, trying to stay active. So
Yeah.
that's what everybody got to remember. You need to try to stay active. You've been cooped in these house, but you can still go to the gym, be active, things, do what you need to do, or you just need to. You can do some stuff, around in your spot. Just remember to stay active. You don't have to be every day. It could just be once a week. Just remember, do something active. Once a week or sometime. So, but it's just I just been chilling, honestly.
Yeah, and this is, I'm going to say that's probably where my thing is. I'm literally at the verge of, just, enough is enough, man. I'm, at that point, I was good
I feel it.
in the house and stuff. At first, when this first came down, I said, man, I stay at home anyway.
Right.
Oh, this is gravy for me, but now it's okay, man, just even this situation right here. I'm tired of the fact that you got to go somewhere and then be you know what? I was just with the boys less than 14 days ago. I could come down with this in the next 14 days. So then once you get past the 14 days, you're oh, I'm good. Then you link up with somebody again. You're guys, we gotta start this again. It's that point of it is irritating, which I understand some of the audience well, just take the vaccine. It ain't always just that easy though.
You feel me? Just because they say it's out here don't mean
I'm just ready, because I've never been a real social gathering. I never
Agreed.
was a person to go out and all that stuff like that. It's just the simple times you have with your family is what I miss the most. What irritates me the most. Without having that little thought in your mind, you know what I'm saying? Before, people had the flu. Oh well, we knew. We'd say go over there for a week, or we'd just stay our distance while we over there, or whatever. But with this, it's just damn, I was just with family. Everybody ain't vaccinated. Then you get a little stuffy nose. You're damn, is this COVID? No, I see if I get a headache and then I get a fever. You know that I'm that like that part is just too much now. It's just like okay.
What did the boomers have to experience when they were? Was
Spanish
it
flu? I don't know.
Spanish flu was in like the 20s.
But I feel like whatever era had to deal with like some.
I mean, we had to deal with SARS.
We had to deal with SARS and
like think about it. We're really making history right now with this COVID.
Disease.
Like, but I feel like COVID is like way bigger than all that shit because it touched the world.
The way it could spread.
Right. I feel like
the only thing I can say was comparative for us. We thought was the Ebola thing a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But that never even got to this level of...
Because Ebola is on like, it's hard to spread. But
right.
If you do catch it.
But that shit was scary.
Yeah.
It was
and like
50% chance of living. You know? I think COVID...
This, like Joe said, this has touched everything. Everybody, everywhere. And then when it seemed like it's a light at the end of the tunnel... You got like India where they literally burning people in the street because so many people dying. Right. It's like then you got these 16 different variants. It's like oh my god, like man, we thought we had it. Then it's like,
and then you don't even know in China if they really just because they were saying like we over COVID after like a month and but like who knows?
No, y'all not because y'all started with SARS and it's like a second version of that shit. Mm-hmm. Like come on,
you might have evidence, but the last recent pandemics have all came from China. I'm just saying, it's like, bruh. Like,
if it walk like a duck, talk like a duck is a cow, huh?
Y'all need to change something. I'm just saying, something needs to change. Better food laws or something, like stricter food laws.
That really is a thing. Like China, y'all got some really loose food laws. Like you can righteous just go outside, find you a bat. Skin that shit, peel that shit, and sell that shit. Right? They don't even skin that shit. They throw that bitch in a big ass fire and let that shit. Right?
Or a wooden ass cage.
Bro, this how they did this. Bro, this how they did this bat. They got this bat and just stuck it in. Stuck this big ass stick in on some bat on the stick shit. Put that. They ain't cleaned it. Ain't did nothing. It's just a fresh bat. Put that shit over a fire for like what? 15, 20 minutes. I'm talking about a flame.
Rotisserie flame.
Like, so that shit was burnt and crispy. Selling that shit. 29, 2 for 50, face ass. Like, motherfuckers selling turtles out there. We'll keep some of the turtles. We'll breed some of the turtles. With some of the turtles we making for turtle soup. Like, what the fuck? Like, China, y'all loose over there.
Dogs.
All that shit, man. They got... It's like a West Side market, but it's outside, bro. And they be the shit like...
Dog. Bats, snakes,
for real,
cats.
Y'all just got a wide as fuck palate. Y'all palate just wide as fuck.
And the fucking thing about it is they ain't the only ones. They be shipping them hoes out to different locations, bro. Like,
some people do come stuff with delicacies.
For real, man. Yeah, it's some.
You want some boar meat fresh off the lot? Like,
I can say it's
red to the field. 2 seconds.
It's unique people out here.
It is.
And then some people ain't got refrigerators. Like I ain't even. I'm talking about like in those areas where they sell that type of food. Like some of them go homes and they ain't got no way to like really naturally preserve the shit. So you feel me? You got to do the extra shit. So it's not as like that's a whole nother problem within itself.
Right.
That was some back in the day.
I'm on the Oregon Trail.
You feel me? Niggas dying at 23.
And it's still going down because that's life. You know what I'm saying? And they bought that out there. So it's like, fuck it.
I mean, that's just the culture there, I guess.
That's culture, yeah.
That's their culture, but something needs to change. But we was on the traveling for a little bit, though. But where would you go if you give them a 3 weeks vacation after pandemic? I'm going to lie. For some reason on Facebook, they be showing a lot of pictures of Greece.
Right.
Tell me I'm a Greece.
But you gotta think about it, dog, man.
Nice
once upon a time, Greece was bankrupt, and it was like it was nowhere to be found because they got their soul stats, and I mean,
talking about like Atlantis.
Like Atlantis, for real, like,
y'all lost y'all magic, y'all in this
everything was like gone.
Shakes was that.
Right, like it used to be on the world map and it disappeared for a second. Like then all of a sudden, hey, we back.
Tourism. We build resorts. Hey, we on the Mediterranean.
Then they say a small 85% of our profit goes to the World Bank, to be paying them off.
Yeah,
I would say,
but it looks nice.
It does.
Yeah.
Greece look nice as hell. The pictures.
Yeah.
Even before pandemic, I said I want to go to Bangkok, Thailand. Like that shit.
Bangkok.
Go to a sky bar up there or something like that. Or even what's it called? Johannesburg, South Africa too. So
Yeah, man.
Oh shit!
Man, UK was
Edit.
good.
It's
places,
on the
bro.
it's on the site.
What? Swear.
Invincible.
No.
Demon Slayer,
Oh, the movie. You heard they dropped it on PS4 real quick
bro.
by accident, and they smashed that shit off.
Bro, it's on the site right now.
It was on the PS4 real quick. You can get that shit on the PS4 like over
I'm
right.
about to try to download this shit right now.
All right. But John, what you about to say? Those some
No,
nice
I'm
places.
saying you picked some. Man, you went off the wall. I was gonna come with some like Hawaii.
2 hours.
Hawaii. Oh, well, you said if you had
Greece, no, but Greece, yeah. I mean, so
Yeah.
but any place in the world, man, But if I had one place, see, that's what
Yeah.
when I phrased this question,
Probably
that's what
Greece.
made it hard. Was one place
Greece, probably.
in the world though where you could go.
It's either Africa or Greece for me.
That's
Yeah.
Africa there. That's what gets me, man.
Yeah.
When you said Johannesburg, man, like that might be the one. If I can go to Africa, man, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Oh,
I
what's it,
think
Ghana? I heard Ghana's real nice. Too.
Yeah, I think I will pick that, man.
I'm going to go find me some barbecue. Because Cleveland don't have barbecue no more. I
Or
want
they
me,
close early.
You know what's funny?
I want me a-
He's not lying.
I want
swear.
me, not one piece, one wing. Like, damn, just let me get a wing.
Right. No, he's
And a
right,
cup of
bro.
soda.
Seriously. What's going on here? What happened?
They be closing early.
They started all this hipster stuff in Ohio City and all this, man. We got tacos out that wazoo at it. But we ain't
So,
got
okay, the
no
hood
barbecue
barbecue-
joints, man.
The hood barbecue spots not here no more?
No. B&M that went commercial, sorry.
That's true.
And
It's two different
Kim's, Kim's so overwhelmed, you can't even
Yeah,
call.
right, yeah.
You can't even call in.
Man,
Yeah.
Call in no more.
They close at what 8 over here?
Yeah, they close
Even on
early, too.
Friday, like bruh.
You got the main one jumping. You
Yeah,
got
that's what I said, you gotta go to
Euclid jumping.
152nd.
And it's
You
like,
gotta go to 152nd.
if Euclid's even open, they like
Right.
the convenience store at the corner of my house.
Mhm.
We
Whitmore's, I don't
open, but
fuck
that
with
don't mean
Whitmore.
we open.
Right.
I don't fuck with, and I don't fuck with Whitmore's for real.
Is there still a Whitmore's?
Right.
There's some people.
Where?
I don't know. My cousin, she
I
had
know
some
the
shit.
bar on Kinsman, yeah, but
She's
that's
like,
a
well, I'm
bar.
like, where you get that shit from?
Restaurant.
She was like, Whitmore's. I'm like, oh shit.
What up with what's up with
There's no hot mustard sauce wings.
No,
It's
no,
done, dead.
Done.
what's up with Open Pit? Is that still
It's
cranking?
still there, but
Barely. Kim's is for real. Kim's the hot spot. Kim's
But
and
it's
what's my
overwhelmed.
Kim's and
Yeah,
Sam Silk
indeed.
the hot spots. But like y'all said, they both overwhelmed.
Bruh.
Sam Silk was the shit when it first got the high hand, but now it's like that when we was watching the Batman movie at your house. I had called that shit in. I'm talking about that shit already paid for. I get in that bitch, order for Joe. They talking about give us about 35 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck?
And I'm waiting there, they're like, no more chicken. I'm like, bro, y'all sound like Popeyes.
You feel me?
Like, come on.
Like y'all supposed to be the hood spot.
Right.
Hood spot supposed to be able to handle this shit.
Yeah, bro.
Y'all supposed to be a little spicy, but you got for real. The hood spot's always got a specific dynamic. You got the one motherfucker that just got to tell motherfuckers off, but then you got the sweetheart in there, but then you got the nigga cookers in the back whipping that shit up. You
Right.
feel me? Like you always got someone that handles somebody.
So you can't get a good Polish boy from anywhere.
You feel me? And the Polish boy was supposed to be that thing for Cleveland.
Polish boy, corned beef sandwiches too. Well, I don't really fuck with corned beef
You
sandwiches.
feel me?
I fuck
I
with
love
roast
corned
beef.
beef though.
I go to Slimers to get
I've
roast
had
beef.
one.
I know.
I
people
fuck
like
with the
it.
corned beef, but
apparently what we've been, since I know we off topic, but it was like
We got 2 minutes.
When he mentioned about the Polish boy supposed to be in Cleveland, you would think Ohio generally, period, Polish boy.
Right.
Our national treasure is a chili dog.
Because it's Cincinnati, Skyline Chili.
I don't
See
know.
what I'm saying?
Right.
No, he knew it off the
But
rip.
Cincinnati, when you think of Ohio, you don't even think
of
you don't think of
Cincinnati.
Columbus, you don't think of Cincinnati, you think of Cleveland. And what's popping over here? Polish boys, corned beef sandwich.
True.
And on the low, a gyro, a hero, whatever you want to call it.
Euro.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Our main known for hood spots, and that's why I used to be like us, because we used to have whole wings. We used to call this shit barbecue, but it's just fried chicken and sauce with fries and shit, like the whole wings. You go somewhere else, another city, they give you wingdings.
Like, it get to the point where your first number one choice is Habib at Hannon's gas station to get you a
I was just about to say that. When you're thinking of hood food, like if you're trying to get you a mean ass corned beef or some good ass chicken, most of the time nowadays you going to a gas station. You feel me? Like,
I was about to say, if you want some good ass chicken, you thinking about Giant Eagle,
Giant Eagle Days.
Even worse, right?
Like, you ain't thinking of no chicken spots. You thinking of the grocery store or the gas station. Right. Like, some of these gas stations be putting crack in their chicken. You be like, God damn.
I mean, you was telling me about that. I haven't had it.
Bro, one day I'm gonna bring that shit up here to you guys.
What was that? The Gas USA in Shaw, they used to make some mean ass chicken Phillies though. That shit right across from Shaw. Mm-hmm. That shit used to be good as hell. Like, bruh.
You be like, damn.
This chicken Philly good as fuck.
I am an advocate for bringing back Peter Pan's. Whoever want to.
Oh yeah, their wings was good as fuck too.
Their wings was good, and they had them sexy ass donuts.
Why somebody said something on social media earlier about if you dined at Peter Pan's back when it was open, you got COVID. I was like, oh,
you disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
What is that?
I know who somebody too. Who they like the shit they mix from Cleveland is like a Ricky D hood spots. The food, like this shit.
And Peter Pan was our spot. Like if this was fucking Rockefeller, our video would be Peter Pan.
Yeah, I don't know how we got about the hood Cleveland.
Right.
But yeah, Joe, where would you go?
Because y'all asked about the vacation.
Where would I go for a week's vacation?
That shit true.
Is anything like everything's on the table?
Oh, everything.
Everything like even being weird.
Paid, all expenses paid.
I would want to go to the Air Nation, where Aang lived.
Oh damn! You know, I forgot to say Dubai.
No, I'm just joking. No, but for real, if I could go anywhere, it would probably be Greece or Africa. Them the two on my list. Like Africa or Greece in that order. Like it don't even matter where in Africa. I could go to Dubai. I could go chill in the Sahara. Don't put me in the desert, though. I ain't trying to ride no camels. But, yeah, I just want to visit one of those two places.
True. All right, moving on to entertainment. The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, dropped another trailer. I would say The Conjuring is my most... I'm interested in that franchise. You know, it's the most horror franchise I'm interested in at the moment, in these modern-day horror movies.
And they all intertwined, too.
Yeah, and then, like, the universe they build is pretty dope, too, with Annabelle Creation, Annabelle Comes Home. And
The Nun, all that shit.
The Nun and the Conjuring movies, too, as well, so... I thought the first Conjuring is okay. I really like the second Conjuring.
Yeah, with the little boy, right?
The second one?
What's the second one?
That's when you first see the nun and stuff.
Yeah.
It was in the UK.
Yeah.
That's a little boy.
It was a little boy?
I think it was about a little boy.
He got trapped somewhere.
I think it's on Netflix. I'm gonna watch it again.
I thought it was Insidious. Insidious part of that too.
Or
it's a little girl, maybe.
Am I confusing it with Insidious?
I think you might be confusing with this.
No, I think it's about a boy.
They
had like a possession in their house.
Right, yeah. And the dad had to go back to where he didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And the Conjuring 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
The dad wasn't in the picture, was he? No.
The dad. I thought the dad was always in the picture.
Not Conjuring 2.
Conjuring 2, I know
there's
multiple children. They're in the UK. The mom...
That was mostly a girl. I
think it's the mom is like their guardian.
I think you thinking of I think you're thinking of Insidious.
Oh, okay.
The first Conjuring...
You got it. Conjuring trailer.
Oh, it's dope. I'm interested in seeing it. Even though I still think the best modern day horror movie is Sinister 1. But the Conjuring, it's a close second. You know, it's like it gives me the scares, not stares. It gives me the scares and stuff I needed, the creepy, the atmosphere. So I think it's pretty dope. You know?
It's hard to find a good scary movie nowadays.
It
Like a
is.
genuine scary movie. I said scary movie. It's hard to find them nowadays. Everything just be so. Either you try too hard or it ain't enough.
Or to make you think.
Like I don't want to think. I want to be scared. Like figure out to make me scared. Like
or black trauma.
we gon' we gonna get to this.
Okay.
We gonna get to this. But Invincibles had me scared. This last season had scared me.
Oh my god.
Bro, let's just talk about our little thing we about to release. Talking about Black introduces the slumping. Everybody gets slumped.
What happened?
He got swamped.
Yeah. They had brought a gallon of Remy. Smoked an ounce of Kush.
Right,
This dude ran to the back.
They did.
They did.
That's what happened.
The slumping.
This one. But no, man, I'm looking forward to this movie, man. It looks pretty good. It's supposed to actually be their last, Ed and Lorraine's last investigation.
How could they keep on saying that and they back at it again?
No, but supposedly
it's based off of real people.
Yeah, this is supposed to be the actual story of their last actual investigation.
Mm.
And if you watch the trailer, Joe watched it, you can tell Lorraine gets like she goes deep. She goes super deep. Like they talking about like Satanists and stuff. Like you don't want to go up against a hardcore Satanist. Like they're no joke and stuff. So Lorraine do what she do, and this looks legit, man. Like when I first heard the name, I said, man, that sounds stupid, man. That sounds like some stuff your grandma used to say. Like
I did.
You know what I'm saying? Like that just sound dumb. Like, but this one looks good though. Like at the beginning of the trailer, there's a black cop too, which just makes it funny. He's riding past this white dude walking on the road. He stopped. He pulled around. Hey, stop! And the boy turned around. He's like full of blood. He's like, I think I hurt somebody. Like just as calm as ever though. You know what I mean? And I guess this is actual case where this was the first ever case where the guy pleaded not guilty due to demonic possession.
So
this was like a real case or whatever. So that's gonna be pretty cool.
So I think like just about all the cases is real because I went down a rabbit hole and it's like different channels that were talking about all their cases, like top fives and stuff like that. You know, I mean, some of the paranormal stuff is interesting, you know.
Yeah.
But you don't know if it's true or it's like people, aspiring writers just writing shit. So, but I mean, it get creepy.
What I'm gonna tell you is, I don't want to find out though.
Yeah, that's true too. Like if I'm going looking for a new house and they say, "Oh, it was a murder here," or like some type of like negative event, I'm like, show me the next house.
Yeah, that's a good one for me. Like, can we get out of here? Like, tell me that before we go in the door. Like,
you don't want nothing attaching and going home with you.
Right.
It's like Blair Witch Hunt at the end when dude was sitting in the corner right there, but actually kind of find out he was just taking a piss.
I actually thought Blair Witch was real because I remember the lead up to it, like History Channel.
They made it seem so. Right. We was younger too. We
the
way
History
more
Channel was just like building up to that shit.
Seem so like
and talking about like it's a folklore, but it's not really
Let's go for a walk in the woods now.
I just thought that was
to figure out it was Agatha all along.
Agatha. Speaking of Marvel, let me get into that. Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings, or the 10 Rings.
This looks sweet.
Yeah, it definitely looks pretty good. It's like the next Marvel movie after Black Widow, whenever they decide to release Black Widow.
It's the next motherfucker with a damn glove.
10 years ago, bro.
With a set of rings on the glove that's about to kick some ass.
What I'm interested in, actually, the real Mandarin is supposed to be in it. So,
like this actual Mandarin is the dude they should have had in Mortal Kombat.
So
we gonna get to that.
We're gonna get that.
He looks a lot meaner.
We're gonna get to friendly face ass Shang Tsung in a minute.
We gonna get to all of that in a minute. Matter of fact, shit. So we on this trailer. The trailer looks interesting. Like for real. As far as Marvel goes, Marvel is always for me. I'm always trying to figure out like how are they gonna top it now.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying. Like when you really look back on it, some of the movies that they first originally dropped, they weren't really the hottest thing.
But Phase 1 is ass now.
You feel me? But the overall end result is amazing.
But yeah,
it's amazing. And now I'm like, where do you go from here? I've been hearing Galactus' name and a few things, but I don't know. I just want to see where they going. But as far as this trailer, it looks pretty promising. Like, he about to whoop some ass. You feel me?
Definitely.
Can't get mad at that.
Whoop some ass. Like some ass is about to be whooped, unlike Mortal Kombat, but we're about to get into that later.
Right, we about to rush these topics.
We can't. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier just finished. I don't know. I thought it was a good season. Like, it started pretty strong. When they introduced Zemo, he basically stole the show. And I like the racial elements they entered, towards the end and things of that nature. That was pretty dope. My main gripe with it was with the antagonist. I feel like they didn't build her up to be that type of person. I get her fight, and I'm glad they went into that shit, because that's what everybody was talking about when the blip happened, when everybody turned to dust, and everybody came back, okay, but a lot of institutions was like fucked up about it, like financial or where people live and things like that, and that delves more into that shit. So, I appreciate that, how they explained it, but I feel like she could have been better built up, or even they had Party Center Captain America be a more better antagenist. These niggas just,
so you telling me this dude showed up in Adidas shoes with the motherfucker on, bro?
Well, at the end of the first episode,
for me,
that's not my Captain America.
Bro, for me, you feel me? For me, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like the shit at first. I thought it started off slow, and then the end of the episode, you pull out this mayonnaise Captain America. I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? Is this right? This not my Cap.
It's not my Cap.
But for real,
up with his own shield, bro.
I didn't get really engaged with it until, unfortunately, to the new Bucky died. The the black man, and then mayonnaise Cap had to go and kill somebody. Yeah. That's when I really got into it. And then I'm not gonna lie, when they pulled the race card, they was pulling on my little heartstrings. Yeah. Like, damn, this older black man is talking about how they fuck with him with the serum, but instead of getting the Medal of Honor like this blue-eyed, blonde-haired guy, I'm getting thrown in jail. I'm getting fucked up out here
for doing the same thing.
For doing the same goddamn thing. Mm-hmm. You think they want a black Cap, and when he said that shit, I'm like, damn. Now I want you to be the black Cap, because, like, niggas look like, for real, niggas looking down. And then at that last episode, he pulled out the black Cap fit. I'm like, cool. I ain't wanted to be so white, but I ain't tripping on it. I'm glad he's slanging that shield, because at first he was looking real sloppy with, like, I don't know, like, hopefully Black Cap, he got a bulletproof suit, because that's all he got. Like, he ain't got no stress, extra human strength. My nigga, a black man with a shield and some wings. Go get it, young blood.
3 times a week.
But, like, I like how they, like, show his use of his wings, like how he be dodging or, like, use it for extra strength.
Pretty strong.
Or the thrust. So, that's
pretty
dope.
What I want now out of this is a Black Cap prequel. Like, actually, Isaiah Bradley. Like, I want to see the Black Captain America, like the original one, actually in action. Like, if they could do a series, even a mini series, that would be pretty dope.
That'd be hard.
They owe that to us. Like, showing the old man just like Saudi. Like, I think y'all kind of owe that to us.
Bro, no cap.
You can't, like,
you just did that shit. Like, that would be hard. Like the original Cap doing all this dirty work just to come back to some, just to come back to the right man on some bullshit. Like, damn, I just did this shit for you. Still ain't fucking with. Like, that'd be hard.
But then other than that, I think the guy who plays Mayo Cap did a good job, though.
Yeah, he did.
He portrayed it really
especially
good.
Toward the end.
Which is weird to me. Which was brought to my attention that he's Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah,
which I was like, what?
And then he was in an episode of Dark
I was looking like you, Joe. Like, my mouth was like, really? That's Kurt Russell? Then when I look at him, I'm like, damn, that's really him.
Yeah.
If he had long hair, I said, this ego looking dude.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, they did okay, man. Like, I feel you on the antagonist thing.
Yeah, the antagonist. They should have really built him up to be the main villain, I think.
Agreed. Like
That
I
would've
just
been
saw,
epic.
but you want to know something? Just like I've learned not to doubt LeBron James. I've learned not to doubt Marvel. Like they doing this shit on purpose. I feel like that would have been the easy route. They doing that shit for a reason. Like all this shit just gonna come into play.
Yeah, true too. Because like when the series first started too, I ain't expecting to go deep into like the Falcons family or like Bucky's trauma and shit like that and how he's dealing with it. Like,
Thought they was gonna be on some spy shit.
I thought they was gonna be some Hobbs and Shaw shit, but
I hate you. I hate you too.
Right, but they did that shit
they
like
definitely
black men. I mean, men with trauma.
men with trauma.
Like they got to figure that shit out.
Yeah, you know, they say, you know, Marvel always surprised. Never doubt Marvel, honestly. That being ended, also Snowfall ended last week. We went through a whole week without new Snowfall.
You sure? Yeah, I thought it was Invincibles next.
Oh, you right. You definitely right. Invincible
That's
just
pretty
ended.
heavy, though.
Invincible, man, we just saw that season finale together, and I'm just saying that's some heavy shit. Pray for Mark, man. I just want my nigga to be good. And
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
I'm spilling the tea.
Oh, he's about to spill it. I just want my nigga to be happy and have a happy life.
First off,
Bruh.
what you thought was gonna happen between Mark and Amber happens. She pull up after Mark get his ass blasted by his daddy. Are we back together? We back together, Mark. Let me tell you something. Know your worth, King. She knew you was invincible. She knew you was off saving the world, but she was mad at you because you ain't tell her your secret, like Jared said, identity. Like, come on now.
They've known each other for a year.
How it start off? It start off with Immortal just slumped on the ground. Mind you, Omni-Man and ripped that nigga into 2 pieces, soft taco.
Damn, double homicide.
You feel me? So now he looking like Invincible, looking like, hold on, somebody done took over my daddy. Omni-Man just taking them little baby J's to the chin like, baby, stop. I'm here. And then he break down the whole story. Our world is full of apex predators. You feel me? The alpha of alphas. And we just said, instead of just taking over this galaxy, we just gonna take over everything. I was sent to Earth. Yo, mama, she cool, but she really a pet to me. So, you know Invincible. He tried to do his Invincible shit, hard cut, Invincible. But he gets his ass murked. Daddy don't play with him. Like, he get his ass whooped. Like, when Jared said pray for Mark, really pray for Mark. The team, or whatever they call it, the globe of the galaxy, Guardians of the Globe, they ain't do shit. Mark took that ass whooping for the
episode,
world.
what was I saying? Help this man!
Like, bruh. Mark took an ass whooping for the world.
He got his ass whooped. Like, Omni-Man came home and the chicken was cold, bruh.
This chicken is cold.
This chicken
I
was cold.
thought I would ever remember that. Shout out Boondock.
This chicken was cold. Beat the brace off of him, put him back on and beat him again.
Beat the duff out of Mark.
Bruh. Made him beat his ass so bad that he killed other people while he was getting his ass beat. He didn't even mean to.
3 different occasions. First occasion, he gets punched into a building, a skyscraper. Oh shit, the skyscraper trying to fall. So you already know Invincible, I gotta do my superhero shit. But it just don't work out. Everybody died.
This started from there. They was in the motherfucking mountains fighting. This dude hit him so hard he ended up in Chicago.
Right.
Bruh, yeah. He was on
then duffed this nigga into a boat for no reason.
Twice.
You forgot the train.
Titanic.
The train.
Oh,
the train was the most traumatic.
He
just picked this dude up from the back of his head and like, you really want to see people die? And held his head up as a train was coming and just stood there and just let the madness happen.
Go through the train, bro. Body parts flying right through his face. The whole train.
The terminal and everything. Everybody
Conductor.
Died. Sorry.
Everybody gone. Thomas, the train engine.
Thomas, the train.
Thought he could, but he didn't.
Then, after he does that, he's standing there talking to him still.
Dad!
You still don't understand. There's a man underneath rubble crying out for help. He steps on the rubble and crushes his man.
Bro, yeah,
no, fuck all of that.
Like, bro.
When the black man dropped the missiles on him.
Right.
Omni-Man eat that shit, blow through the jet. Black man take off in the escape thing.
Eject the seat.
Eject the seat. Invincible say to Black Man. Black Man like, oh, thank you, bro. Omni-Man pulled tight on him right behind, like.
Why did you even save his life?
Why you even save his life? Grabbed his head and just squeezed that shit.
Bro, we saw
pop that nigga like a balloon.
We saw brains and everything, bro. Like, what is going on?
Came out in front of his head. That shit.
But it was a sentimental moment.
It was a traumatic episode for everybody.
Yeah.
It was a nice palate cleanser ending where he was sitting there. He had a little flashback of him at the softball.
Yeah,
he
in the middle,
cracked the home run, and he made the
offense.
run. He seen his face with the little gap in the tooth that he went back to reality and saw the same thing as him older
After
with the
he
gap
beat
in his
the
teeth. Like,
teeth out of
I
his
beat
son.
the.
Right.
Like, no, not even that. That was after he hit him into the mountain twice.
It cost
Hard enough
Not
that he
a
made an
mountain.
avalanche.
Not a mountain. 2 mountains.
He made an avalanche.
Slap
to
this
kill about
nigga.
another 1,000 people.
Slapped this nigga into a mountain. Caused the avalanche. Took out a whole city. Took him from that one mountain. Tossed him into another mountain. Beat his face in. Little Invincible like,
Can't
I could
breathe.
lose everybody, but I still had you, Dad. Pulled on his little heartstrings. And he just flew off into the air.
Right.
Invincible don't know what he want to do. I'm just glad he got him at least a support system.
Yeah.
Because he got his ass whooped.
He definitely did.
For the world.
I know he got his ass whooped through the whole season, but like, bruh, this shit.
Bro, no cap.
This
You
shit.
just hit that shit. Invincible got his ass beat the whole fucking season.
But
like,
this shit.
bro, the Lion was the no.
No, the line was it's second in this. The Battle Beast, yeah, he beat the fuck out.
I ain't,
of
but bruh, Battle
I
Beast,
still bitch in here.
bruh, no lotto. But that's why Loki think Battle Beast the first one because he didn't just beat up Invincible. He took the squad, but he
Bruh.
took out everybody.
Yeah, Monster Girl.
Like Battle Beast let you know like Invincible ain't really invincible out here. Like
Right.
he getting his ass slung out here. Like the people that's coming from the other planet, that was okay. Whatever.
Right.
But when Battle Beast, man, fuck that black dude though. But anywho, when Battle Beast came out, he beat. I'm low key going for number 1 and number 2 is Omni-Man because Omni-Man ain't finished the job.
Right, I'm just saying, pray for Mark.
Right.
That's all.
For the world, bruh.
Pray for Mark. The world pray for Mark, man. Oh man, but that was a great season of Invincible. I don't know. I think it's a great episode. I'm glad they got signed on for seasons 2 and 3, just like that. Amazon Prime be coming with these superhero shows.
They need them.
Yeah, like for real.
They need them.
Like Amazon, the only reason they hanging with Netflix and HBO Max is because it's Amazon.
Yeah.
Like they got other shit going on besides TV shows and
True.
movies.
But I was like, The Boys is great.
I don't know though. I'm not gonna lie. I low key feel like we might get oversaturated with superhero movies because now, guess what? Netflix about to come out with another superhero movie called
I
Jupiter
want to
Mars.
speak of that. I want to talk about that. I don't know if it's a show or
It's a season.
it's a series. Oh
Yeah.
man, that looks
So,
sweet.
and I don't know, like I'm low key feeling like we might get oversaturated with superhero movies, superhero movies trying to be like, okay, what if superhero movies were actually real?
Dicks.
Right?
Yeah,
like
superhero.
I don't want to get
too much into this.
viewers fatigue from seeing all that because you got The Boys, you got Invincible, you got Jupiter Mars, you got Umbrella Academy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it might just be a little too much, but we'll see though. I do look.
We'll see. The best ones will stand out though.
Yeah.
Eventually. So.
I'm hoping Boys can do another season.
They are. They should.
I know they're doing another season, but I hope it works.
Yeah.
Because Invincibles they just created their own competition. If you
Yeah,
ask
truly
me, like
great.
Yeah,
they just low
definitely
key fucked themselves in the ass. Like you got The Boys, which was just as like damn, but
should
then you
see
drop
Twitter.
Invincibles, which is like what every person our age wished superheroes was when we were younger. Like what if that shit was real? Like
And it's kind of like looking
Bro, you
like
should
that
see like
shit with the boys going
because it was
on.
National
Right.
Superhero Day and the Invincible Twitter tagged the Boys Twitter, and some shit happened. I forgot what it happened, but the Boys Twitter was like, "All right, watch your mouth" or some shit like that.
I mean, I thought The Boys was bad.
boy, bro,
But this episode,
you feel me?
was way worse than
It was crazy.
see anything
That's what I'm
we
saying.
ever
We
seen.
haven't even seen Homelander do this shit.
Right,
Like,
Yeah, we did.
not that bad.
When he started putting the beams on motherfuckers in that bitch, bro.
Yeah,
Jared-
but it wasn't. Man, it wasn't that bad though.
yeah.
Not to beat your own son.
Basically, it was National Superhero Day, and they had Homelander high fiving Omni-Man, and I forgot what the boys
But for real though,
yeah.
like they on the same mission.
Both fucked up ass dads, bro.
Fucked up or whatever. One's just addicted to breast milk, but you know. Invincible just ended, and then the last one of my shows just ended too. Snowfall, man, which was just like, I ain't gonna lie, like this season was fucking flames. Like each episode,
bodies,
tense as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, I'm sitting here clench each episode like I don't even know what's happening.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Like, honestly, like this shit came on fire.
Man,
first
boy,
episode, Man Boy, and
dead.
Stuff. Between spoilers. Teddy also going through that house of that one cop in Tijuana shooting up niggas and shit like that.
Dead.
That was gangster.
Right? That's definitely was gangster. Just
that was
like
gangster.
Franklin being Franklin, like
the hardest moment of the season is when Louis and Unc was acting all bitch made like, bruh, what's going on? How we gonna survive? Franklin, you ain't this, that, the other. Franklin looking like, hold on, y'all must think I'm bitch made out here. I'ma do like I always do. Get in front of this shit. Let me do my motherfucking job. So doing all this goddamn complaining like he bitch, like he gonna snitch on these niggas, like he not just gonna hold this shit down.
Right.
You feel me? Like, but Frank, like he did this shit off the fucked up hip.
Off the fucked up hip. He's just vulnerable as hell. Shit just going wrong anyway. Shit just going left the whole season, but still come out on top.
Ultra left.
Shit went ultra left. Like, yeah, some shit, Louis, like you was right about. If we sided with Scully from the beginning, none of this shit probably wouldn't have happened. You know, but like if you think like a rational nigga, am I gonna side with Man Boy or the nigga who take ear drugs? So it's just like, well, you know, you're right. Like, you know, Scully didn't have inhibition and stuff. The vibes was off. Smell cockroaches or whatever. Right? Like, beast ass season. Unc comes through, man. What was that? Episode 9. He beat Franklin ass. He dropped Man Boys, Homeboys, whatever. He killed Khadijah. He ain't had no time for bullshit. Like, his girl. What he said? I put all you bitches on those.
Right.
Right.
Louis like that shit too, though.
Franklin tried.
Louis got shot. He like, I put all you bitches on those.
Franklin tried to stand up, man, with a fist fight.
Bruh.
I said, come on.
I mean,
but what I'm saying, Franklin has to do shit like that because he the head of the family. Yeah. Like he can't be like for real. Franklin can't be bitch made out here. Like I gotta let it be known. Like shit, you the muscle, but shit, don't forget. Like Franklin took that ass whooping.
Like I can't let you get killed out here for real. Like you
can say he tried to stand up,
right? It's like if you get yourself killed, then you know.
Your
sister,
right? How am I supposed to explain that to your mama?
Basically, I tried to stop him, and this shit happened. So, shit, Kane and all, whatever. But my nigga about to come in season 5.
He ain't have to worry about
He ain't gonna have the Kane no more.
Bro, he ain't for none of that shit.
Bro, like I'm surprised he still has time to mentally terrorize his ex like that for real.
He pulled tight on her. She ain't breathe for a second. Like. Look here, bitch. You gonna stop with this extra shit. Flat the fuck out.
He said, tell me how crazy you didn't kill my father. He just looked.
You have a good day. Take care.
Your little friend died in the car accident.
For real, like you was dropping dimes to the reporter in the first place.
Got all this shit started.
Right. And got the reporter on this shit. Shout out to Teddy too, even though Teddy like, bruh.
Teddy on bull.
He on bull, but it's just like that mean. If alright, we good was a person, but y'all not really good. Alright, we good. Like,
yeah, Mama stepped in front of the bullet for Alton, and then they made a supposed pact that they just go away to Brazil or wherever they going, and we never hear from them again. Next thing you know,
pull tight.
Teddy pulls tight. And be like, really? Like, frankly, you didn't.
You shouldn't know.
You couldn't think of that. Like, this dude go quit. And he tells you right there, oh, yeah, you go get a new agent for a minute. I'll be gone for a while.
When he say,
like, no,
Franklin like, said it there, so you got to stay here till the plane pulls off. He was like, you'll stay here till the plane pulls off.
Yeah. But maybe Franklin did know. Mm-hmm. Maybe we just thinking he didn't know.
So but Frank ready.
That's going to be interesting. The next.
But he ain't killed, so I think he might use him as an asset or whatever, I think.
Alton?
I don't know. That book he was reading, The Spook at the Door, that's about a black CIA agent training like motherfuckers in the hood. Some shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
That book he was reading, Alton. It was something like that.
You know what I'm thinking? I think Mama go pop his ass. Teddy.
That's what they like. Mama was in on it.
Damn. You think Mama set him up?
I don't know.
I've been seeing that theory too. I don't know. Why would she do all that to set up? I don't know.
Alden getting duffed, bro. Flat out.
All getting done.
He getting duffed.
But then you also have Unc and Louis pulling tight. Like, yeah, we're just gonna buy our book.
That was supposed to happen anyway, man.
Right, that was
understand.
expected. That was expected though. Like eventually, because they don't like how you run shit. At the end of the day, they trust you, but they don't like how you run shit. And eventually, I'm just looking at both sides. Like you expect them to do it. You still doing your shit. They just branching off like how Fro-Man did.
But the thing is though too, like Louis had a chance for that shit, and she came running back, and that's why he came back and killed.
And that's why Franklin need to just do what he keep doing. Like eventually,
he said, like Leon tried that shit. You see what happened.
Hey, sometimes you gotta let life be the teacher.
Yep, you definitely do. But he low key. The only thing about Franklin, I know he's gonna be ruthless. Like he's low key, some kind of cycle. When he was talking to Leon, it was like, no, they're gonna be straight, and then we all gonna be a family.
Right, that's when you knew.
You sound like Toretto.
But and then if I was Leon too, I would have brought up on him like, I ain't feeling no more. I would have brought up because I knew like all the shit what Franklin had went through to get me out of that shit. And
I just kept my mouth shut.
I was just for like a year,
right?
A smooth year, and been like, you know what, bro, this shit ain't for me no more. Right. This shit traumatized me, like, cause just imagine, like, just looking from his perspective, like. I don't know.
Yeah,
sometimes, like, I just think of that. I sometimes like try to look at both sides of the fence. Looking at his perspective, like I fucked up and killed your kid.
I understand.
Like I did not. I was looking for your nigga or some of your niggas goonies. Mm-hmm. I killed your kid. I ain't even mean to do that, and you saying sorry, and next thing you know, she get popped.
Right. But at the same time, Franklin, like he always keeps a business, but with you, he didn't keep his business.
Right.
He made.
And he thought about it too.
He thought about it too, and like I said, like a smooth year, then I'll probably find somebody to play my taste, and then groom him and be like, all right, man, like this nigga don't take my place. Like I'm really not feeling it anymore. Like I groomed him into like taking my spot. So like I just said, smooth year. Like you did brought him to him like all in that lap after that shit. Like.
Season 5 gonna be pretty interesting, but you nailed it on the inside because it's like all y'all did is like, but just out of looking at it like it's crazy, but like everything that happened all at once from his mom dipping and everything, and that's where everything started falling. When I peeped it, it started falling apart, but it's like everything expected to fall the way it is, but it's like how he's gonna have to keep a tight grip on it, but
and I'm saying this now, like if Snowfall Lands is ended. It's gonna be way better than Game of Thrones, like honestly. Whoa. And then John Singleton said it too. This is the hood Game of Thrones, and then also, what also reminds you of Game of Thrones too, because everything goes down episode 8 and 9, and then the season finale is used like an epilogue, like the follow up, like what happens next and the setup next season, and that's how Game of Thrones was. Like, you think about Game of Thrones, like the first season. Episode 9, that's when Ned Stark got his head chopped off.
Real.
Season 2, I think that was the Battle of Blackwater or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Season 3, that was the wedding with Robb Stark and them got episode 9. Like everything went down episode 9 and 8. Nothing really went down episode 10. That's what really makes me remind me of Game of Thrones too. Like they just use it like the epilogue to set up the next season. So. But yeah, Invincible. Like all our shows is off, man. So what we gonna watch next? Honestly, me personally, I just learned Castlevania coming back on May 17th. Cause I was like, damn, what I'm gonna watch next or some shit like that. Now also, I'm gonna lie, since I've been watching Snowfall too, I've been watching The Wire on HBO, and I'm like, yo, I forgot how good this show was, The Wire. Because people been comparing Wire, Snowfall as well.
Wire is a true story, and now I really get to think that Franklin is Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying?
The real Rick Ross.
The real Rick Ross.
Yeah.
More and more now I know when Teddy said he's getting a replacement, he's gonna handle with motherfucking Oso. Yeah, so now it is looking like, cause that's how real Rick Ross got hemmed up, dealing with the Mexican, because the dude that's supposed to be replacing Teddy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where everything.
And then they said that reporter supposed to be Gary Webb, supposedly, and the CIA had like messed with him for like years after he reported some shit.
Shit crazy.
But
You looking for a show to watch?
I've been watching South Side of HBO. That shit is hilarious.
Gangs of London.
I keep seeing the previews for that, but
Gangs of London.
Because it's
I
on
want
like
to get into
AMC
Warrior
Plus or
too.
something weird.
Warrior.
Like
They said Warrior's pretty cool.
Warrior's pretty cool. Chuck put me on to that shit. Like Warrior's pretty smooth.
Warrior is like, and it's crazy as fuck is stories from Bruce Lee.
Yeah. It's basically like the Asians trying to get their foot in the organized crime.
So it's like everything, like the dude. It's like I've been following it from day one, and it's like the last season pretty much came up to where this one dude's supposed to be like the Ip Man. Could it be Ip Man? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like it was pretty good, but not to get off topic again. But Gangs of London, y'all gonna definitely like that because it's like I've been fanatic with the UK version of shit now. Just shit overseas period because they really, I mean, nothing knocking against America. We got our problems, but dealing with they shit over there is a little bit more serious.
Yeah, it's not as censored over here.
It's not as censored, but it's like it's certain places where guns are not allowed, so they gotta get in what they want too.
Yeah, true.
You talking about knives, machetes, old school muskets, and all this kind of shit. You know what I mean? For real. You know, but that's just something, you know, looking forward to get into. It's like it's pretty good.
Man, for me, shows to watch. I got a few shows to watch. One of them, I keep mispronouncing it. I think it's called Cestus. Long story short, it's an anime built around the Roman era. This is when like boxing originally comes into play. So they're in an arena. Just I wrap my hands in some tape and some barbed wire type shit, and we just get to tussling. Like it's pretty cool because it's like you got this dude with natural potential going against this dude with like this is like back in the day. Mm-hmm. So it's like this is the first dude bringing jiu-jitsu into boxing. So it's like you see all this different shit instead of just hitting this nigga in the face. This nigga palming and uppercutting, palming your shit. Oh my god, what is this? It caught my eye. So I like that shit. It's called, say it again? Cestus, the Roman fighter. That shit's smooth. The other shit, for real, they just dropped yesterday. It's called Yasuke. It's about the first black samurai. It's produced by black people. The soundtrack is produced by black people. Lotus Flower it jams out.
Lakeith Stanfield places.
He's
a voice actor that plays.
And the Japanese voice too is a black guy too.
Man, it is a great. It got 6 episodes. Pilot, Sorty. We on episode 5, so we got 2 more episodes to watch. Like that shit is like that. I mean, unfortunately, they hit you with the black shit, like shit that black people experienced at that time. The servant stands up for a child, adult getting mad at a kid. The servant stand up. The servant beat the shit out the nigga that's trying to beat the child up. Oh man, we gonna give your servant a reward. Wash him. The dirt won't come off his skin. I was born with this color skin. Huh?
Damn.
Interesting. Like, just bullshit like that you gotta deal with. But outside of this shit, Yasuke, Yasan, whatever you want to call him, my nigga be beating ass. Be beating ass. That is a good shit. The music rocks.
It brings back that Afro Samurai.
Yeah. My nigga surgical with that shit. And half the season, he don't even use that bitch. He beat niggas up.
What's that Samurai Shampoo? He used to do that too, right? Or something like that.
I'm not really familiar with Samurai Shampoo. And just another one.
You talking about Samurai Shampoo? Yeah.
He never really took his sword out.
And then one more for my people that really enjoyed Naruto. They finally get into the nitty gritty with Boruto. Like for those that don't know, Boruto.
I didn't know you watch it.
For those that don't know, Boruto is the sequel to Naruto.
It's his son, right?
It's his son, and they got a lot of Rock Lee child act like Rock Lee. Shikamaru, child act like Shikamaru, shit like that. But it started off real slow and boring, and I just wasn't interested. But they finally get into the nitty gritty of shit. So if you into Naruto, this is probably about the best time to watch Boruto. But yeah, they're my shows.
Y'all, what shows you watch next, man?
Oh man, y'all pretty much on the shows tip. Y'all kind of said everything. For real, like, yeah, I was looking. What was it, Yasuke? Mm-hmm. I was looking forward to that. We kind of mentioned it earlier. I think it's called Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. On the TV side, man, I don't know how I feel about the Loki thing. Like, yeah, it don't really capture me yet, but that's coming up. Mm-hmm. That'll be something to watch during the summer, or I guess for the first very like little beginning of it. But other than that, no, I don't. Y'all said everything. I'm looking forward to movie wise. I will watch Without Remorse probably tomorrow because that looks sweet.
I forgot. Also, what's that one show on HBO coming out? The Nevers. I heard that's pretty good.
Oh, man, that does look good too.
I watched an episode of that. Oh my god, bro! It's kind of like, I don't know if y'all been following. It kind of reminds me of the setup. His dark materials setup like that. It's in the future, but it's like type of futuristic and past mix up where they got the futuristic stuff going on with the old school steam engine ship, but it's futuristic, and it's like it kind of is. It's wild. You gotta really, and I watched like episode 3 or something like this. So I really gotta start on the beginning of it because I kept on forgetting. Like, damn, it's some shit called the Nevers that started up, but it's also something that started up with the Nevers. I guess it's about some cult stuff that's going on HBO. Mm-hmm. They got this little cult show where this, like, I ain't gonna say it's polygamy, but you got this city surrounding this little cult atmosphere where these religion is getting these kids to do weird stuff.
HBO's be having them shows.
Yeah, they got them shows.
HBO is hanging with Netflix right now.
HBO Max period, yeah. I forgot also Godfather of Harlem out too, though.
Yeah,
and that's been good too.
But the show that I will say that I started watching and it looks promising. Now this is just from reviews, a Yahoo review and other reviews, other websites. They said this is like Netflix's Game of Thrones. It's called Shadow and Bone. I don't know if y'all started watching.
Oh yeah.
But I started watching. It's pretty decent. It started off kind of slow.
I just wish they would explain the powers.
Yeah, right.
Like that's my only hiccup about it. Just explain like she the sun. What they call it, a sun waker or some shit like that. Like that's the only thing. Like the show. Long story short, it's about back in the day, and some people got power. It's hard to explain for real. Yeah. Watch that shit. It's pretty decent. I feel like it got the potential to go somewhere. I think which episode you on? I'm like on episode 3.
Me too.
So it got the potential to go somewhere. My only gripe about it so far is it kind of give me like the Avatar vibe. Like they got firebenders. I'm using the wrong term, so charge it to my head, not my heart. They got firebenders. They got airbenders. They got heart. What they call them, heart readers. And then they got this ultimate thing called the Sun Maker or some shit. She's supposed to just supposed to just bring the sun out on niggas. It's a pretty. It got potential.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, on their Twitter, they be like putting fire emojis like this whole week, and people was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Come to find out, they started production on
the spin-off.
Don't nobody care about that shit. Like, where do you go from where you go from,
bro? That's what I'm saying. Like, they was trying to hype up this like because it's been 10 years since the first season and marathons, but like. Nobody's really been talking about it. It's just a few people, but like they fucked up their legacy with the last season. Like
because honestly, the dragons just disappeared, so now they're using otters.
Well, that's the thing. Like they fucked up their legacy so bad. Like, and I ain't gonna lie, I was just putting that on when I was asleep. Game of Thrones. I'm like, yo, these are some dope ass episodes and shit. But you get to that last season, like that's when, like, damn, bro, like. And then HBO wanted to do it more, but they want to. The saddest thing about they rushed that shit, the showrunners, so they can write the Star Wars next Star Wars trilogy. And now Disney's like, nah, we ain't using y'all to write that shit no more. That's why they rushed that.
No cap. I'm finally man enough to admit it. The new Star Wars trilogy was ass.
It was. It started promising. I said The Force Awakens is still good.
It started promising, but as a
Skywalker.
trilogy,
Disney
that
gets their
shit
hands
was.
and stuff. It's
That's their fault though too, because they didn't have a plan for the trilogy.
But to be
They
fair,
brought in a new director.
with Star Wars, they have so many routes that they can go.
The
Like
Bad
that,
Batch come out.
right? You get what I'm saying? Like they got so many routes that they can go that they created an avenue for themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right. So it's been quite a battle on social media this past week about Mortal Kombat being good, Mortal Kombat being bad. We all saw this movie last weekend, and I gotta say myself truthfully,
here it come.
it was kind of still entertaining, but it was very underwhelming. I was disappointed. Look, when it came to the end of the movie, Chuck and Joe could tell you right here, I was laughing so hard I got a headache at the back of my head because I couldn't believe like how they ended the shit like that. Like honestly,
But I still gotta ask,
Who
was
is
that
this
guy?
nigga?
Who was that guy? Who was that guy through the whole movie? Nobody even said this dude's name.
Cole Haan, you talking about my dude Bronze Kneecap? Cole
Oh, you
Haan?
talking about dude that just come in with the out of nowhere he has the destroyer suit. He like the destroyer from Thor.
Whole time I'm thinking, this is spoilers. This is gonna be heavy spoilers. Heavy spoilers from one of them. Whole time I'm thinking this dude gonna come back as Scorpion or something like that.
Right.
Here's Arcana. He got like the Baraka blades, but not really the Baraka blades, and like this golden armor around him. Like, bruh, who the fuck is you? And I kind of figured something off when I saw the trailer for it, the last trailer. Like, oh, this gonna be dope. But I ain't see they focus on Liu Kang. It's like this other Asian guy. I'm like, who is he supposed to be?
He don't
malnutrition
really even
Liu
look
Kang.
Asian.
Low key, Liu Kang and him should have switched because, man, Liu Kang looking like he needs some more protein in this movie.
Even
like,
better, Shang Tsung should have just got swapped out. Cause
bruh,
just-
friendly face ass nigga Shang Tsung.
you still the dad from Rush Hour, bruh.
Bruh. No, that's why I'm like, bruh, he's from somewhere. It was the dad from Rush Hour. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this.
you said yourself, right?
I'm gonna say this. For those, there are people out here that like the movie. I feel like those people that like the movie weren't really. They don't know the history of Mortal Kombat. Like this
Some
shit.
of them do. Some of the old heads do like it. I don't know, though.
This shit deeper than the
It just
movies. This shit, I take this shit back to the game. The issues that I had with it, I understand if you didn't want to center it around Liu Kang, but I still feel like Liu Kang should have had a more impactful part in the movie.
He was a nanny, man.
The
He
protagonist
said he
who
was a babysitter.
the protagonist, who is this guy? I don't even know who you are. Like, I'm thinking you gonna be the next Scorpion, but you just, like you said, the Bronze Kneecap.
What's bad about it is like the director said he wanted to use something so the fans can, people who are not fans, to connect with it or something like that.
Still wasn't it.
And the thing about it is, like, the people who are fans are going to tell the people who are not fans that the movie's good. And on top of that, you can use Liu Kang as that person, or you can use Johnny Cage because he was just introduced to this shit. It was like, what the fuck is going on?
Next.
Right. And
Jax.
that's the thing. How
Jax.
you going to introduce Kabal before Johnny Cage?
Right.
That shit is crazy.
But how you gonna do Jax like that and then all of a sudden with magical
Yeah,
swirl,
He had
you get-
crackhead arms.
Bro, he had poor Tink Tink arms. He had to save.
Bro,
He had to save that white woman, and now he got
all of a sudden you get magical
arms.
magical tech
Bionic
arms.
arms.
Like what the fuck was that shit?
And what is Raiden doing?
Bro, what is
Raiden and Shang Tsung should have switched spies because Raiden looked badass in that bitch and Shang Tsung just looked like
friendly face ass shit?
friendly
Raiden
face.
looked good sweet, but he was nothing. He was a piece of
That's
trash.
what I'm saying too.
They're like,
Like,
you could have did this before.
Jax had them
Like,
poor
no
little Tink
way.
Tink arms.
Right.
Jax had them poor little Tink Tink arms, and like, you mean to tell me y'all in Raiden's temple, he has no type of tech or use some magical shit to just like help that shit? He ever
Right.
punching a punching bag and that shit punches back at him? Like,
Like, come on
And they
now.
had this. Come on, you can do it. He could have just shocked this man's arms and like.
My thing is like
Gora.
Oh, my
regular henchmen.
They just disrespect the game with that shit. Like when you think about Mortal Kombat in the game, you already know like this one of the boss niggas.
Goro, yeah.
Like this nigga just pull up and then just disappear that fast.
And Melina too.
You feel me?
Right.
It's like you get a jar of Jif peanut butter on one side. You on the other side, you got a jar of Peter Pan peanut butter. And which jar would you stick this piece of chocolate in? Pause. That's how Mortal Kombat was to me.
It started off pretty dope. It did start off pretty dope. And I'm even mad at the changes. Okay, like, you made my nigga Sub-Zero had no honor. Like, he just did that shit off rip. He wasn't manipulated by Quan Chi. He just, he's on Black Air Force energy the whole movie. I ain't gonna, alright, cool. As long as you have his brother coming in being good or something like that. But the original Sub-Zero, he wasn't even on that shit for real like that. Like, the shit was beef. The beef was all a lie between them. Scorpion. But I wasn't even mad at the changes. My thing is, like I keep saying, like, the end, like, I'm thinking like, oh, these end little things gonna happen.
The fight scenes were mediocre too, though.
Right. Only thing that people saying the fight was good, but like the choreography was ass. And then like the only thing good was the CGI fatalities. Now that was good, the CGI fatalities, but the actual choreography itself. Because I went back and watched the first movie, majority. I ain't finished it. I can see like some things are still pretty good in that movie. Like it's not the ultimate cheese. And then when we said at the end too, it's like I can see why people say the first one is better as well.
Dude, it just ended.
It just ended. It's like it's no high stakes. Like for a Mortal Kombat movie, it's no high stakes. The fights didn't feel weighty or immediate. Like it was barely even blood and gore. Like except for the fatalities. That's what I'm saying. Like Sonya got a rock thrown at her or some shit, but this dust came off. Like that nigga supposed to be bleeding. Like they supposed to be going through these fights like tore the fuck up. Like damaged as hell. Like I don't know. This shit like in the end fights. Like I'm just saying. You really call those the end fights and want to end the movie like that? And there was no even Mortal Kombat tournament. You call it Mortal Kombat? You can just call it the prequel or some shit. I don't know.
But who was that guy?
Who was that?
Who is this guy?
They was fighting Goro in the trailer park or some shit like that. Like that meme I showed y'all earlier. Like,
yeah.
He was better off just coming out getting the uppercut. Toasty!
No. That's why like they did do some moves like the sweep kicks and stuff like that. Yeah. But that uppercut was weak that he did to Goro. Like, goddamn. Like, it's like, damn, use your uppercut. Like, Mortal Kombat, you supposed to be like ducked down. Like, and make that noise. You dude just did like a regular uppercut, like a boxing uppercut.
Right.
Yeah, he just did like that. And I'm like, bruh, come on.
You supposed to
sell that uppercut, like, go over there and make that noise too.
Right.
Bruh.
Kung Lao got
toast.
Got the fatality in. Mm-hmm. That was pretty slick.
That's what I'm saying. The fatality was cool.
But then they immediately destroyed that.
They even slipped in the bicycle kick at the wrong time.
Right. That bicycle kick was weak
That's
too.
Terrible.
I didn't know he did it at first. So my second time watching it, I'm like, yo.
And then my dude had the most sus line I ever heard. In the movie ever. This man says, he's about to get sucked. I was like,
right.
What? This 2021. Like, no, bro. This 2021. Like, y'all did not know that on the Twitterverse. Anywhere else, that is not what you say right now.
Right.
That weak ass dragon, fire dragon.
I thought that was low-key cool, though. I thought that was straight.
Man, he was walking through the whole town at the beginning with that little flame in his hand, like, lighting up the
And then people also using, like, strongman strategy and stuff because people think they're overreacting. Like, what y'all expect, like some Steven Spielberg or like Oxter type of story? Like, the story at least got to be cohesive and like make sense. Nobody's even expecting that.
No, they just got Jade, man. And then 2 seconds later, like, I got an idea.
I'm just saying, how y'all satisfied with that?
All of a sudden, like that was terrible.
How y'all satisfied with that ending? I'm just like,
the ending was
like, to me, at the end of the day, it was motherfucking Zack Snyder, Justice League, and Kong versus Godzilla to say today. That was way better than.
And that's why I said too to somebody on Facebook, like the fights were better in Justice League versus
Justice League.
But they was like, but it's like they're superheroes. We're talking about hand to hand. I'm like, let's not talk about this over the top stuff in Mortal Kombat. You got dudes shooting lasers for the eyes and all this other stuff going up and freezing and stuff like too. But it's like, but they flying though. But I'm still saying too. But like, it wasn't entertaining though. Like to this day though, I still think the Raid 2 is the best fighting choreography, and that's just strictly hand to hand. Like I'm just talking about the entertainment level is the fights. Like no matter who has superpowers or not, like the fights didn't seem visceral. Like them shits, and I didn't even have to know them how they got their powers. Like you got to get a tattoo first.
Yeah, that was whack.
Right off the rip, you got to build your Encore or whatever. Encore.
Right, I was thinking the same thing. Like
Encore, y'all eating frozen dinners to build y'all shit up?
What?
Like, I even got to learn like how Liu Kang shoots fireballs. I'm like, this nigga been hanging with Raiden since he was an orphan. So like,
I get it.
I get it. For real.
And let's not forget Raiden was snatching kids up.
Right. Man,
because they're supposed to be
weak ass force field he put up.
That shit was ass. Raiden had better protection than
And then, what was stupid about it too? Like what Shane Sean said, like he did the shit. He did the shit because he said. If I would have had an invasion and stuff into Earthrealm, like nobody wouldn't care. Like, so why did you do that shit? Why you do that little weak ass sending people to kill them before? Like you said it yourself. Like if I was to have a full on invasion in there, nobody would even care. Earthrealm. Right. So, should have just did that, bro. Like why even just send fighters there? So
he wanted to show his pretty face.
Pretty much. I mean, it's like I just thought every time he showed up on the scene, I was thinking like panda bears and. Look,
after that, I put on Scorpion's Revenge Mortal Kombat. We was like, yo, this shit.
I'd rather watch the Mortal Kombat cartoon, bro.
I've just been chilling in hell, son.
Bro, how he come back? Like at that time, like I just been chilling in hell. Like
I come back to see what's going on. Hey, son.
Oh, you're fighting my mortal enemy. Oh,
right, I want to help you. Like I said, I'm interested to see where it goes. Now they definitely got to have the Mortal Kombat tournament.
Johnny Cage, of course. You know that's where they ended it off with.
Johnny Cage.
His ass, like really.
I still don't.
The first person you want to find is Johnny Cage.
I still don't understand how they.
Right, we still need fighters. Johnny Cage.
He should have been this actor. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't understand how they had Cabal before.
They showed like Nightwolf's picture.
Yeah, I saw.
Like, you would have thought that would have been like the first person you go to. Like,
I mean, not to be on no weird shit, but you always go for the Indian first.
Always. Sorry. Legit powers. I mean,
come on, bro.
They show Katana's fan too, right? Somewhere.
Maybe. Yeah. Like I don't know. After Melina was giving Jax the business after you get your magical arms, I was like, okay.
Right, still getting served.
So that's the thing too. They say since Melina black, is they gonna make Katana black? Because that's supposed to be like
her sister.
Yeah, that was
they better.
So it got to be the same person too.
She got a whole.
She got to be her own ass.
Got her back blew out balls.
Yeah, but man, Goro.
Then they go bring Stryker, aka racist cop.
Yeah, right.
No, they got to bring in Smoke. Cyrex and
shit without smoke.
New Cybot. You know what I'm saying? That's who. You can tell already. That's who. What's the name turned into? Because when he took him with the smoke and said like, okay, that's just a little.
New Cybot's a fucking black
who took
shadow.
Him with the smoke?
Creeps,
Shang Tsung when he took him away.
Oh, you think Kung Long gonna take?
No, Shang. No, Sub-Zero.
Oh, he gonna be New Cybot.
They took him out the movie too fucking early. Fucking him.
Kung Lao?
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. Like what?
That's a damn shame.
Whatever.
They killed too many people too fast. That's why I said it was no build.
Kano did save that movie. Kano did say, "Pass me that fucking egg roll."
Bro, he was so pissed at them. Right. That was hilarious. Like that's what y'all really got to do, make this man mad.
Joe, man, what are your thoughts on the movie, man?
Where did I leave off at? I wouldn't, like Jared said, I wasn't really tripping on Sub-Zero being the, on the bad guy tip. They could have did a little bit more with Liu Kang. They didn't have to kill my dude Kung Lao. But yeah, and they disrespected Goro. Like,
who is this guy? Movie ass with S's with.
You right too?
S's like Mississippi S's. Ass.
You right too? Because like Liu Kang supposed to be the chosen one, but now they talking about Cole Haan.
The most boring, wackest name too though. Like,
bro, when the movies first started, we was like, oh, he's just throwing the fights. He probably just a real good fight. No, he's just
really whack. And Jack seen him get beat. He's like, yes, that's the guy I need. I'm like,
Right.
what?
And that's the thing we're talking about too. Jax and Sonya was like really onto like this Mortal Kombat, and
Right,
Power World
yeah.
shit. They supposed to be the skeptics, like
Right.
off
the
the rip skeptics. I'm just trying to catch Kano. I don't know
Right.
what the fuck you guys talking about.
I'm trying to catch this nigga. Y'all can go about y'all way.
Like,
I got these
what?
baby robot hands. Like,
I can open some cans for you with these
You
bad
feel
boys.
me?
You need some cans open. send
then
them
all
my
of a
way.
sudden, some magic hit. He got magic tech hands,
Right.
tech arms. Like, come on now. I ain't feeling it.
Still got beat.
I'm waiting on Space Jam now.
Space Jam. What's else? Doom. I think Doom might be good. I never saw the original.
Bruh, Doom was so fucking long. The original shit was like, what can I compare? What 4 hours of Zack Snyder, but Zack Snyder shit was raw. But Doom was 4 hours. The original Doom was 4 hours long, bro.
Doom?
Doom. D-U-N-E.
Oh, yeah, Doom.
That's that one side. Batista and Zendaya and all of them supposed to be in.
He got another
Zack
movie
Snyder's movie
coming out.
Coming out. It's going to be nice. Look,
Which one? On HBO Max?
Something with the Dead. It's Netflix.
Oh,
But it's got Batista in it.
Army of the Dead.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's got Batista and Ghost in it. Or Mari Hardwick.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's gonna be for the trailer.
But all in all, like I said, like it was underwhelming, but I am interested to see where they go. Hopefully they redeem themselves.
Right.
You know, make it more bloody, you know,
It's Mortal
a
Kombat.
cohesive story. Things like that. Like niggas
Can we
not
get a tournament?
niggas don't even mind the cringy stuff. Like you have niggas saying flawless victory and all that other stuff, toasty or whatever.
I didn't think that was cringe though.
I
When
see
he said
coming
flawless victory, I was like,
I like
this
that.
nigga raw for that.
Right.
Like that you supposed
It was cool.
Mortal Kombat is over the top, and that's the same. Make the characters more over the top. Like all of them was boring except
That
for Kano.
flawless fit, that the saying fit the destruction of the motherfucking
Yeah, that shit
Yeah.
was sweet.
because that was Kung Lao, bruh. The fucking spinning hat. Sling that bitch down the
They
motherfucking
said-
cliff, bruh.
Take that sombrero off.
Right. But you
Kano-
can't disrespect
No,
the
man,
motherfucker.
That's what I'm
Kano
saying.
was playing.
Kano
He
was
say that
great.
shit, but you can't disrespect the sombrero,
No,
bruh.
Right.
heck no.
He came in that bitch teleporting like, hey, what's happening? Set the blunt splitter
Kano
like.
used to be my dude. Like, but I main like Sub-Zero, like Jax.
Cause he did come in cool like, woo, boy,
In the
check it
games.
out. Right.
I used to fuck with Reptile. That used to be my dude.
Yeah.
That's my question about the movie. Was that Reptile
I guess so.
I think so.
that slashed his
Supposedly.
face?
I guess
Like
so.
that's the Reptile version of Reptile.
Right.
Like that's not
Supposedly, yeah.
because I was trying to explain that to T who he was watching. Like, I think that's Reptile, but I'm not sure because when he kept like disappearing and like
That's
he was
Reptile.
forming, I was thinking
Yeah,
like,
Reptile
oh, he about to turn
disappeared.
into like his human form. But he never did. But yeah,
be more human because, like, yeah, he was just the nigga in green at first.
Yeah.
but then they started making reptilian, like, but like humanoid. He can still stand
yeah,
up.
right.
But now this dude, it was just like a lizard,
Full
for real.
lizard, right?
Like, he died. He can't even stand. Like,
Right. Oh.
It was played by the Geico.
for real.
We took that 15
But yeah, that's what we think
Right.
of Mortal Kombat. Like, if I would have had to pay money for see that, I would just be like, yo, it would be ass. But since it was just on HBO Max, I'm like, it was still somewhat entertaining.
Popcorn would have been thrown at the movie screen fucking with me with that shit. Like, this is bullshit lines up.
It was
That was it.
All
All the nigga had to have was some
It was
raw.
like, what? That's
All the
the
nigga had to have was a rawest infight, and I would have been happy. I'm like, okay, but
So it put a.
Bro, I would have paid $8 to see Cobra Kai at the movie theaters.
that's what somebody said. Somebody said the fight scenes were better in Cobra Kai. The fight choreography was better, and I'm like, well, low key, like.
In that
Yo.
case, I go even one better. The fight scenes on Power Rangers was better than Mortal Kombat.
No, somebody said that.
Oh,
No, not Power Rangers, but like
That's extreme.
when the White Ranger fought Scorpion. They said when the White Ranger fought
They out there getting Jade.
when the White they said when the Power Rangers jump niggas
Oh
out the school.
shit.
That's basically all they did. After school, what we gonna do? Jump some motherfuckers. Power coin up, power coin up.
No, they said no. There's that one Power Ranger thing where the White Ranger had to fight Scorpion.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
That
That
shit,
shit
that
hard.
shit was there. That shit had better choreography.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
when
we
they
never
used to do the mashups, man. I
Yeah.
missed them. Those are sweet though.
Yeah.
Like what if Batman fought Wolverine? Like that crazy stuff. Yeah, that was sweet though.
But man,
You had to see the one where he fought motherfucking Darth Vader, bro. That shit was raw as fuck.
Joe, final
Batman.
thoughts?
Moral of the story.
Moral of the story, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like forget.
Still though, he was on
Moral of the story.
first things first.
Black Lives Matter.
All day, every day.
You know it.
Every day is Black History.
Moral of the story.
Moral of the story: Black lives do matter, and Black lives also has to matter to us before it's ever gonna matter to anybody else.
Chuck, moral of the story.
Like everybody said, Black Lives Matter, but you know what? I mean, I'll be on the joking side, but I'm dead serious. Where the fuck is damn barbecue at, man?
Moral of the story. Black Lives Matter, but at the same time, who the fuck is this nigga?
Right, who the fuck is this guy?
Who is this guy?
Hey, they gonna cut him out the whole next movie.
Oh,
Moral of the
is
story
this?
too. Pray for Mark. Pray
Pray
for
for
Mark.
Mark.
Oh yeah, Mark from Invincible.
That's what this should have been called. Talk about Black.
Right,
Pray
go
for
fuck
Mark.
me. This is way worse than Gorilla Glue hair.
That's what it is. Pray for Mark. Talk about Black. Pray for Mark.
We're gonna start a compilation of all his ass kickings he was getting through the whole show. A meme, just all his shit getting his ass whooped.
There's been no other superhero I think that's got beaten like this. From the
The
beginning,
sleep.
like,
Right.
even Spider-Man got his good hits.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that one Justice League where everybody were introduced Slump Alley.
Oh,
To-
and then everybody was down bad though.
But at least they got
Apocalypse.
at least at that point they had years in the game.
right.
Like this man just got Jade from the very beginning. Like slumped from the very beginning.
Put this suit on
And
3
then-
days ago.
yeah,
Right.
And then go back home. Man, I got to study for a final.
Who can get his ass kicked and yet have still time to study for an exam?
Mark. Pray for Mark. Black responsibly.
Still chasing
Black
a black cat.
responsibly.